going on right now. I bought some grapes and popcorn. We're looking at Heroic versus NAVI. That is a good one, I think. Very good. Very good. And then we do have some gay Amaza. Alright.
Stubborn are NAVI. There's a limit to how much you force this.
Yeah, you're going to call it off now, right? That's the thing. Bomb down, they're getting the win bonus into the next tip. You don't want to give all these AKs over. The reinvestment, you want to start working on a T-side bank balance of your own. Heroic will get up to 10, the first team to reach double digits. And that was simple stuff. It was Bit, who's in MVP level form for this event, just getting dismantled top mid. He's only got 8 kills to his name. Perfecto with 5, and Boomich, he's down the bottom there as well.
But that was more like it from Heroic in terms of the pace and willingness to take these duels. That was a straight, let's fight, let's go. I'm ready for you, if you're ready for me.
Let me get some grapes. Grapes!
Yeah, I think here it wasn't the lack of information, right? Because Simple played forward on mid. It's just over towards B. They didn't have the best weapons for the job. They had a bit of utility as well. Perfecto read that play, but just up against that AK, Stown way too good. Superhero of Heroic here, delivering when they need him most.
Yeah, he's really coming into his own this year.
But look at this from NAVI. They don't want to give this one over just yet. They've been able to afford a little bit more around these saved guns, keeping it threatening, but there's still some emissions in the buy. Still a couple of problems, still a couple of MP9s in the mix.
Underrated, right?
This has been a very default-heavy game. You know, a lot of spread, a lot of pick, a lot of wait for the reactions. Neither team really getting stuck in too early.
All right, 10-8.
Boomich loves these sandbags, and once again, tasked
Navi's got this
with the unenviable role.
Navi's got this.
Keep half of that map on lock, flying that NAVI flag.
I was trying to get activated now, see if they can lure NAVI into that spirit of winning here.
Heroic.
Explosive nature.
Get answers, but at what cost? Stown's got a bullet lodged between his brow.
There's just so much like flirting for territory between these teams. There's just no committal. They don't want to take the fights immediately. They're trying to reposition, outmaneuver every single time. And look at the clock here again. Every single one of these rounds just feels like we're down to the last 30, 40 seconds before any commit's going to come in.
But Heroic, credit to them, they've managed to keep 3 people guessing. So light on time, you can see the barrage of utility into the site will force a reposition and a rotate. Committing through, that's a gift.
Needs something.
Church cracks open the site, Boomich sprays down 3! NAVI say no! This is their site, and they make that clear. Boomich had to deliver there. The frustrations of the previous relieved with a 3-man spray down.
The response time in that situation as well. Simple was there really quick, right? They're keeping each other guessing into these final moments. It's about who's ahead of the play, who's reading the play, and they're having to take the fight. That's really selfless from Perfecto there. He wants to keep them in that choke point. They do not want to allow them to establish site control, because if it comes to retake, if the bomb goes down, they're going to save. So they knew they had to get stuck in. That is massive work from the in-game leader. A huge 3-piece from Boomich there, and it's going to humble Heroic here immediately.
They needed that. Consider what his teammates had. It had to be Boomich. It had to be then. 1 round separating them, and it seems imminent. We will tie things right back up.
Yeah, Bit was caught off guard by that one here, but now it's about the cleanup crew. Simple feeling a bit of pressure. A couple of upgraded pistols peering on in, and well, speaking of peering on in, Electronic has been hot. He wants to take a fight of his own.
Yeah, he's comfortable on this stage now. Gone are the days Electronic is framed as a newcomer.
I like this. They don't want to allow Heroic just to waste out the clock here, taking the fight to them. Showing we have the bigger guns.
What?
Bit of a flub nade right there, not the end of the world. Flak damage avoided.
Professional Counter-Strike.
I don't expect this one to get out of control by any means. Taking care of business of NAVI in a round like this, and we will be leveled up 10-10. We have a close affair, and as the game goes on longer, it's going to heat up. It's going to heat up. Once we get into the home stretch of a map like Inferno, there's going to be a lot more risks taken. The retakes going to have to start going for a couple of those.
But right now, NAVI are flexing their BGE. That's big gun energy. Happy to bring the brawl. Oh, even stray bullets.
there's likely hurt as well. They're tapping him through the smoke. So Perfecto heads up play, up and over to the great screen, and he's looking to farm a bit of cash. They have to run on through. They need the lost bonus bomb drop now. Just one more to find, and Perfecto is going to get it done. 10-10 for NAVI now as the crowd starts to get a little bit louder.
On your own.
It's amazing the journeys people take to be here. The Brazilian crowd have been wild at the front for Fury yesterday. I've met some Australians. It's a long way to come to watch your favorite video game. I do.
And they're sponsored by
have great admiration for those that make that journey.
Did he sell his
and looks like a journey is starting quickly here on the T side. We're looking for it.
That's an opener.
And that's one way to crack open a round. Simple, sit down. Cadian at the helm. Over, and it's Boomich that springs to life. Up and over onto the half wall, flexing moves and a spray. And Refresh, an immediate knee-jerk reaction. He drops his smoke, makes his presence known on the boiler room.
What's the reaction here? Does Heroic want to wait? They know that in this 4-on-4, NAVI might start searching for information. They have a couple of options. Play 2-2 on the sides, gamble a site, go for an aggressive maneuver. And again, back into waiting out for a reaction. Neither team willing to give this one up.
Yeah, Boomich has done a lot for them. Back-to-back rounds from Boom. The luxury of returning to an even keel. Perfecto, a lot riding on his info. Oh, and head-to-head with Tessus. Loses his. Perfecto tucked in for an early bedtime, and now I'm afraid it all rests on the shoulders of the same man. He did it once. He may have to do it again. Heroic are coming. Slow and steady they crawl. They're looking for him. It can't be open. And Refresh has got the rotate dead to rights. Still Boomich a problem. Pesky, and Bit gives us life.
Bomb's not down yet. Time's a problem here.
Yeah, he can't bang him though. Oh, bodyguarded nicely. And allowed to get the bomb down and extend play, but a manageable scenario handed to Bit. Rookie of the year.
That off angle, me gusta.
2022, same stats, same form, but looking for a way into a two-man setup.
Yeah, in the current year.
He just wants to punish him. He wants to make it hurt. Taste of their own medicine, perhaps, and those headshots do come through, at least the first. Trying to lay his life on the line and pursue that last one, but will get away.
High-level decision-making being made here. It's not the flashiest. You know, you want to see Bit go for a round like that. You want to see him get stuck on in and the crowd erupt with a massive 1-on-2 situation, but just not enough there for NAVI. And this is the thing. I talk about high-level decision-making. They know that they can just keep Heroic's economy where they want it. And unfortunately, that's just part of the game in an environment like this.
Don't even say unfortunately, Chad. This is what we signed up for.
Yeah, well, look, I want to get everybody on their feet. Everyone's getting a bit quiet in here.
Antwerp, do you hear that?
Woo!
This is going to be the third time out of NAVI now.
We're running out of them.
Yeah, it's hard when the villain's winning. Nobody seems to get excited about that. Maybe the boos should be louder. I don't know. I don't know what the correct response is in a situation like this.
I wonder if high-level pros and CS can keep track of exactly.
It's a very rare opportunity to have so many of you live and direct.
How much money they
and it still gives me the heebie-jeebies. Magical stuff. Let's see if the Counter-Strike can match it. We are on our 22nd round. A couple of sacrifices courtesy of Bit's exit.
Like, not roughly.
Whoa, okay. Interesting smoke. Look at that one. Lands up. Bit of a one-way.
Like, are they going to have two
That's going to cause some issues for both of them. I don't think that's an intended position, so it's going to call this one off. Heroic, they'll look for space elsewhere, and they'll get it. Get what they're looking for here with the spread of NAVI. There are gaps to find. Both teams, as far as the buys goes, actually, NAVI's looking a little bit better here. So Bit, mission accomplished in that previous round. Now taking the space, the second wave up banana here from Heroic.
I said your mama.
But what's the next step? Smoke out, topside mid, Molly as well. But NAVI guessing which way is the fight going to finish. And now they know where the AWP is. Simple fires out a shot. Heroic have information now.
Yeah, that you
starting
can
to
hear.
piece this
You
one
hear what
together
you
as
wanna
keineahnungking.
hear, right?
This gruesome twosome are starting to activate on the retrieval of that information. You
This
can
is
see
huge.
smoked off. A one-way drop from Heroic as well, so presence and pressure being felt.
This is massive right now. This is so much space to work with here.
Looking for answers, and that's the headshot, Tessus. Taste of Bit's own medicine.
Yeah, rotate, maybe,
Again, it's
in the
Boomish that's
current
called
year.
upon. They're
What do you
looking for him,
think?
but he's
They're
ready
still
to
standing on B.
Why astounded some of the work
Is this my
for him.
fucking team?
And that will be the plant. Heroic set for a 12th.
Almost got the triple kill right there. He could have stalled them out on his absolute own right there. Boom, it's just not enough. M4A4
Wait, was
makes
TK?
some noise, but doesn't make the kills. And
what?
Heroic now up to 12, a 2-round lead in the later stages. Now
They have
these money
friendly
looking
fire
worse
on?
for wear. They need to hold on to these guns. It looks like Heroic might give them that opportunity. A massive
missed
round for the
it.
Danes
I
to
was
post
looking
on
at
the
the
board, but this
minimap.
one looks like it's going to go the distance back and forth. These T rounds, they didn't get the pistol, they didn't get the conversion, but as far as the rifle rounds go, the fact that Tessus gets all that space, we saw it
I
earlier in the
missed
tournament, it's
it.
like NIP were running a lot.
I didn't know
They were
they
able to
had
walk up
friendly
against these
fire on.
two-man A-holes, they were able to take that space, stifle out the A defense, because you don't realize that as an A defender. Normally, you're expecting utility before someone's taking control of that Haycart position. But because he's walked on up, they have no idea that he's there, and in that situation,
Yeah, why does
you can't
Faceit
move. You're so
have
squirmed
no
in the
friendly
sight. Every
fire?
time you take a peek, you're going to get shut down. Massive from Tessus here. He's had some really important kills.
Heroic are 2 rounds up. NAVI are buying
Trolls?
less than ideal weaponry. And they lost
Okay,
both
but
pistols,
I
Chad.
mean,
Yeah, this is some big issues for Navi now. This
If
investment
Gaming
they're
can have
making in
it
a round like
on.
this behind these saved guns, they need to make a round like this work, and this is traditionally
Then
where the
why
big man
shouldn't they be
Simple
able
the
to have it
GOAT.
on?
He steps up.
Yeah, he's got the biggest gun. Might have to have some fun. Boomage deals with the problem. He loves banana, does Boom. And look at that.
boom.
Nades in combination put Heroic
Boom,
off kilter.
bugs.
Simple to be tested. Blind as a bat, still rounds the corner. Tess is not
No.
brave enough to commit. Plenty of time for Heroic to try and solve this riddle.
Simple plays so
Simple wants to force his hand though,
offensive.
remaining
Oh.
fluid. Desperate for a reaction, Chad.
Can't re-peek for a moment or two, and they've now smoked off the arch side. So Simple's going to have a couple of questions to ask, and he's been divided from the pack here. There's only 2 on the side. There's a chance for Heroic in a round like this.
3 versus 5.
Look at the weapons to defend right here. Ooh. The risks continue to be taken. Heroic trying to find gaps when there aren't.
It's a hard duel for anyone
He's
to
gonna
take.
no-scope.
Oh, but Tessus has caught him off. They know what that
Timing,
means.
lol.
2 victims lying
Please
on the A
rotate.
side.
Please
20
rotate. You
seconds.
can't actually win
Posted
this
up.
round if you rotate.
Is everybody's favorite
7-0,
villain.
go.
Has Pit on lock. We will see a plant, surely.
Fuck, it's so
And they will
slow
extend play.
rotating.
Bit's still a
It's
problem, but the bomb is
fucking
down.
nuts.
2v4 demanded. Of Heroic. Navi, the cavalry, canters in already though. We see it
That is
boil
such
down
a
to just
fucking
Tessus.
ballsy move.
Trying to activate. Oh my god! Tessus in Antwerp, no less.
What?
Some people lose themselves here.
180.
He finds himself on the stage.
Who was the guy failing
Spins on
that
a dime
at the
and
end?
gives us a
The
smile.
CT.
That is massive from
Who
Tessus
failed?
right there. The echoes that
Who's
is going
gonna
to
get
send
fired?
through Navi. That was an investment
bit.
from them. They bought on in.
What?
UMP, a Famis in the mix here. This is huge. It was a 3-on-5 situation. Both kills went down to Banana early, and Tessus just spins around and destroys.
Oh, that's disgusting. In all the right
Oh my
ways.
god, in my heaven. What the fuck?
Look what it's done to Navi, Chad. They got nothing. They got bubblegum and baseball cards to defend their honor now.
Man?
Blind, backs up.
Yeah.
Baron of ammo and a nade for good measure. It's early, it's premature.
Finally, a pace change from Heroic couldn't have come at a better time, and it's against the pistols. Traditionally,
Those
this is where you
nades
want to
are
go
so
slow.
wasted,
Traditionally, this
man.
is where you want to take your time, but they've pedaled to the metal,
these
taken a bit of
rounds,
control.
buying nades
The
is
clock
so
now,
wasted.
it's against Navi. They have to operate if they want to try and get stuck in with pistols. They need to make a move. This is going to be 14. There's no way that NAVI get into a round like this. It's a consolation frag right there. They'd have to find 4 more.
Super wasted, man.
Well, that smoke tells us... Oh, no. They've even fudged that one. Heroic will throw it for him.
Yeah,
and they will be getting out of there.
Nobody wants to go up any casualties here, trying to find something. Bit goes up and over, will go down. Another round secured for Heroic here. They are looking good to run this one over the finish line. NAVI wanted to hold on to those light upgrades. Sure, there was some Kevlar in the mix here. The loss bonus will put them in a position to get a buy coming on through, but they need to change the tune, and this is traditionally where NAVI step up. This is where they look down and out. You expect them to just crumble over, and a timeout taken from Blade right now. Tell them this is it. It's do or die right here. We need to step up on this first map of play. Sure, we have Ancient next, but we don't want to be down a map.
That is a nice map to fall back on. A map you haven't lost since, what, 200-something days.
You're going to be starting on the T side. You're going to be starting on the T side
Captain
here,
Gatsby
and that right there is, it could be a bit of an issue, right? If Heroic are feeling themselves, all the individuals from Heroic are stepping up. But you have to consider that Cadian, he has 19 kills. Refresh have 17. Those are traditionally the pressure points that Des talk about as problems, right? It's not the Shush being the safe bare hands. It's not Star being the star. It's not Tessa's finding that impact. It's the other two who go missing. And right here, right now, they are in the server, and they are putting pain in Navi's face as we look to turn back into the guns. No AWP possible here. And again, how many rounds has it felt where NAVI don't have full buys, where they don't have everything that they need to contend?
Notoriously difficult to make an AWP work on the T side.
I still think
and yet pushes his
NAVI
chips
has
into the
this.
center of the table, says yes please.
Surely they must learn to rotate faster from this time.
Risky business. Respected and smoked. Boomage will turn tail.
I think
Heroic can do
Navi's
whatever they
gonna
want
win.
right now. Right? They've shown in that previous round that they still can go pacey. It wasn't there against the Pistols, but NAVI have to respect that maneuver. But look at Heroic, they're just in a pack. Just a wolf pack around the in-game leader here who's posted up with that AWP. Another smoke towards that long side, just trying to draw out whatever utility that NAVI have been able to bring to this round. There's not a whole lot left here as Heroic are starting to whir into action.
We understand now that they have to be faster.
I can't believe the restraint from both of these teams. They don't want to give anything up. They're allowing the clock to just whittle on down and hope that they've gambled correctly. Hope that the side that they've chosen to bolster with their forces is the correct one. Hope that the call that they want to hit is right.
It seems we might be in for some violence here. A symphony of bullets and flame. Nades, flashes, spray, it's all Heroic, Simple, decides to flip it, a double out of him, more encroaching, he needs to step up, and Simple
Now help him then!
Just the cherry on top required out of
Electronic,
Electronic.
job.
He's got no time, that AWP, can he really do anything with it? Yeah, a quick one remains. So that all of Navi's hard work was for naught. The AWP connects for his 20th. This could be it. Cadian to put them onto 15.
Yeah, he's not gonna peek.
Clear and through.
Why would you peek?
Puts the A, W, and P in Antwerp.
Massive stuff from Cadian here. Heroic now up to 15. 1 round away from picking up map number 1, and he does it in style. Huge round from Cadian. Didn't wince, didn't whimper. Heard the steps, trundling forward. Perfecto goes down and takes his time, takes the fight, and takes out Electronic. Huge stuff from Cadian.
That face says your boos mean nothing to me.
They weren't booing though.
Simple did so much. 3 massive kills and up against it again here. Fast Banana Boomage has been a force to be reckoned with, but he needs to step up again. Extinguish is there, the flashes are forward. He's pinned on in.
He's trapped.
Oh, they booed.
He cannot leave.
Oh, okay.
And will go unpunished.
Heroic haven't let the moment get ahead of them here. They continue to stick to the game plan. This has been phenomenal work out of Heroic. They've just taken their time, and they've been able to punish NAVI at their own game. This slow, stalled out approach, and then accelerating into the sides and hitting those opening shots. It's working for them. Cadian has 21 kills. Refresh is 18. They haven't been held at bay. They haven't been kept quiet. And this is the difference maker right here for Heroic. The Danes are just one round away from picking up map number 1.
My man, perfecto.
Most NAVI managed to find in consecutive fashion was 2.
Okay.
This is a 5-round run out of the Danes to the finish line of map 1.
This is some of the cleanest Counter-Strike we've seen Heroic play in the event so far. Without a doubt. It's the big man again.
You'd have to do it twice. Oh my, shush! Puts him in the guillotine!
Ooh,
Gone is Simple, forced to watch with his hands off the mouse and keyboard as only 4 of his allies remain, or Heroic bring the pain, map 1.
They're coming, B! Help us!
A deep breath in unison from us all, because it looks like it may be over. It's down. A double kill seems to have sealed the fate of map 1.
I'm gonna get the rotation
Only
kills.
up
I'm
to
gonna
Bit.
get him. Oh!
Even lower, and Electronic forced to accept his fate. The tick of the bomb, marking his last round of an Inferno in this quarterfinal. And keineahnungking makes it so. 16-10. Heroic up.
All right.
Made that one look too easy in the end there.
1-0.
Walking
And
through
whose
that
map pick
T-half,
was
the
this?
game plan, it was clear.
This
They
was
stuck
their
to it, they
map.
hit the
This was
necessary
Rogue's
shots,
map
and
pick, right?
everybody contributed for the Danes. There's no question mark if they're here to play. That's a massive game for them to win. Their first map, their map choice, that's a statement going into Ancient next. Remember, T-side start for NAVI going into Ancient, and right there, it looks rough. You can see the conversations after the game. They're going to be feeling it. That's the second map I think the Bits lost at a major ever. So he's going to be feeling the pressure now on this big stage. NAVI, they have to turn it. They have to get the next 2 maps consecutively, Ancient and Nuke, to get this one done and get themselves into the semi-final.
I'll tell you 2 maps I enjoy watching NAVI play more than any other maps. It's Ancient and it's Nuke. So certainly grounds for us to go the distance here, but this quarterfinal is delivering. Heroic may not be the fan favorite, but they certainly are backing themselves. That was convincing, and the most convincing Chad's ever been of that T side. Nice stuff. Let's see what the panel has to say to break it down before we venture into Ancient.
We are certainly in for a treat this series. The villains of the Sports Palais managed to seal up Inferno, and it came down to some crucial clutch moments. keineahnungking in that penultimate round, TheSeahorse in round 23. Despite the reception of the crowd coming into things for Heroic, they are not scared up there on that big stage.
No, they're not, and they've done exactly what they did in the studio environment during the RMR, but here on the big stage, and I think that has to be the topic of this conversation. Look at the past few clutches we've had to decide this game. It's TheSeahorse 1v2, it's keineahnungking 1v2 as well. What the hell is happening? How is Perfecto offering his life? The perfect man, I describe him as the perfect clutch player, and then he just offers his life to keineahnungking? I don't even know what to say.
On the flip side, I mean, Heroic played fantastic Counter-Strike. That's Counter-Strike that gets me excited for this team because it is what we were seeing for so long online. We were wondering, are they going to be able to bring it to the big stage against a top team? And they did it right there. That is some excellent stuff. I can't believe keineahnungking held his nerve. TheSeahorse held their nerve. These are guys that in the past people would have labeled as LAN chokers. But whatever those sports psychologists are doing, whatever the team managers are doing, everything that's going into this team right now, it is showing because Heroic are showing a new face, and if this is what we could expect from them, I'm worried for NAVI.
Oh, dude, I'm worried too. I mean, you can just look at the kill distribution on the side of Heroic. A couple of names that we had mentioned in the pre-show. Refresh to start with, a man we pinned as being problematic during the legend stage. Very low numbers, showed up in spades at the beginning of this game. Had a huge start, put Heroic in the right position. keineahnungking as well, on the top of the chart. A man that put it as his goal to perform better on LAN, to showcase that he could do it on the stage, and he's just done that.
Yeah, he literally said that was one of the win conditions for the team going forward, was for himself to be showing up as well. And I love, yeah, you point out just the kill distribution across the board here. Everybody was having those moments to really be showing up. And man, Refresh as well, we have to give him some props for really showing up after a tough legend stage. Great job from him. But the thing that jumped out for me on the scoreboard the most, keineahnungking outplayed Simple. The Battle of Oppers was won by the guy that many would have said was one of, not the weakest, but one of the weaker Oppers going into this playoffs. The fact is that keineahnungking controlled his nerves, hit some incredibly tough shots, and when Simple or anybody from NAVI decided to challenge him, he played to punish. That is impressive stuff because we've seen him miss tripwire shots in big moments before. This time, he held his nerve to a degree I haven't seen from him yet.
Yeah, because he's got such an energetic playstyle, right? You can just see the way he plays the clutch, that 1 versus 2 against Electronic and Perfecto, how he's moving around, he's taking risks. For the longest time, when we got to land, when we got to the high-pressure environment, he was taking the same risk, but he wasn't having the same success. So it looked a little bit foolish at time. Very flashy, quite missy. But when suddenly he holds his nerves, you're talking about, when he actually hit the shots, that is almost close to perfection.
I know we're going to talk a lot about the T side for Heroic coming into this one, but I do want to begin with that first up, with that CT side, because there was some great looks from Heroic in a particular round that you had putting under the spotlight, Maniac, in terms of that mobility and that flexibility of those rotations.
That's the key word, mobility. It is the key word when you talk about Heroic, when you're trying to explain to the people what makes their strength. On the CT side, round 11 is a good example. It's typically keineahnungking moving around the map, playing off of timing, and I think that has to be the key point. The timing's right. We'll see here, it's a huge stack towards long. We have 3 CTs together pinned, being ready to trade onto Electronic, but as soon as they realize they've cleared middle, they rush towards the CT side. And the good utility from keineahnungking as well allowed his teammates to be right there with him when he needs. Hits the shot, of course, but that's already done. It's already done. They've had time to boost the CT. They have another one hiding towards triple, and just the clap, the defense is in position. This was Heroic doing what they do well, dictating the pace, choosing when to fight, when to rotate, and always on time.
I love that keineahnungking uses his smoke. There's 30 seconds left, drops it between Nubox, between Emo. I thought maybe in that moment use it towards Banana, but instead he just plays back in the side, and yeah, he stays alive, plays to his strengths, and makes sure that he is a force that he has to be dislodged by Navi. They weren't able to do it until it was too late.
And then we come on to the T side of things for Heroic. There's one particular round I want to be putting under the spotlight here. Round 23 for TheSeahorse. Hits an absolutely nutty clutch hit. I mean, we were jumping up in the room. We could not believe he clutch this one out.
Famously, if you know Counter-Strike, if you know Navi, this is the round that they would win on LAN. Low economy, low buy, about to be kicked out of the game, and then they would do it. It looked like this was going to happen. They had all the first kills, but then keineahnungking did the perfect positioning again, punishing here, and TheSeahorse towards the very end, a man that we had put a lot of pressure on. Beautiful shot onto Electronic, and you will just see the skill that we mentioned. That 180 is so nasty. That is so nasty.
And it's pinpoint accuracy coming out from TheSeahorse under that much pressure. It's so impressive. This is what's been missing from Heroic. The fact that they were able to bring back that 3v5, they've been so poor in mid-rounds. We saw the 4v5 stats before this series started. It's been abysmal for them, but now they're showing this side of them that harkens back to how good they were 5-6 months ago, what we saw from them online, and they're doing it at LAN.
And it's a player that you really want to be seeing rather stepping up as well. The fact that TheSeahorse coming in really hot to the legend stage, saw him kind of peter up, not showing that consistent form. I love that he gets to stand up in front of a stage, one of his first playoff stages, obviously only his second time being here. Yeah, and really show the crowd what he's made of.
It's a great example. It's a great example to set for TheSeahorse, and I guarantee you, we played this round 6 months ago, Navi win it. That's not even a question. Definitely Navi win it. Suddenly they reverse the economy, they get that win, they have the momentum, and you're looking at a whole different game. All these key moments, and I'm sure we'll touch on a couple of few rounds, all these key moments where things could have gone so south for Heroic, when they could have just let the game go out of their grasp, suddenly they actually back their aim. They actually held their nerves. They had the clutches that you would famously lose against Navi, and you would let them come back into the game.
Yeah, this is a great look for Heroic. There's still a lot of work to be done, though. I mean, the series isn't over yet. We've seen other teams in the past crumble.
Sure
when they have
like
that 1-0 lead, the pressure there of just knowing you have that freedom, the fact that you are ahead in the series, you start to make more mistakes, you start to take a few more risks, you try to win it all in one round, and that's when things begin to fall apart for them. So I'm not counting Navi out of the series just yet by any means.
Yeah, of course, we are going to continue to talk about the subsequent maps coming up, maybe map number 3, even if we do need it. But I do want to continue with the clutch factor, because we do have to put keineahnungking's impressive clutch under the microscope as well. Maui, the repositioning from him, you were like, this is actually a winnable round for keineahnungking.
As soon as we see that Perfecto was moving through library, keineahnungking caught him off. It almost felt like that was a careless mistake from Perfecto, but it's actually all just because keineahnungking moved off of the bomb site, plants the bomb in the corner, moves back, and then Electronic, he holds his nerve. He's on top of that box right there, actually finds almost the perfect time to swing into keineahnungking, but keineahnungking hits that flick right up.
Look, the flick is beautiful.
I still don't understand what he's doing on the box.
But there still must be a communication channel in place between Electronic and Perfecto so that death doesn't happen. It cannot happen at the time in a 2v1 where Electronic can
Yeah,
say
I get
where the bomb plant
it's
is
an
happening.
off
There's a smoke
angle,
on site.
but
It's clear where it's
why
happening.
would
He has to
Cadian
let
ever
Perfecto
go
know
in like
that
he
there is a
did?
world in which he escapes
He's not
backwards
defusing the
and he doesn't
bomb.
see him.
Why
Perfecto
would
cannot
he
just
not
walk into the
just
unknown
hold the
and
angle?
basically give the
Why would
1v1
he
to
ever
Cadian like
go
that.
in?
To me, that's a gross mistake.
Well, we're going to be seeing exactly how it will go down as
Like, I
Navi's
understand the
coming
off
into
angle
this series
part,
is
but
up next.
then you're
It's gonna be
expecting
Ancient.
your
We're gonna see if
opponent
they
to
can
play
bounce
like a
back
retard
after
and go
this.
in with the off when you're not even trying to defuse the bomb.
Moves back, and then electronic.
Yeah, he did do it. But why did he do it? Why did he do it? Why would you go in with the off like that? To catch him off guard, it just feels unnecessarily risky when you have the bomb plant. And a flashbang. Oh, he thought he was wrapping around the whole way. That's the first thing that makes sense. Oh. Oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. But that's a fucking Lord of the Rings journey, man. When his teammate is coming library, no one does that. No way.
Esports is what we live and breathe. For us, it's more than a game. It's a reality, where a group of letters can mean everything. Where Mirage is a place for bombs, battles, and glory, not an illusion. Where the true heroes are those in front of the screen. GG Bet. This is real.
Surely not a simulation. Ricky 6, Silver Arowana, Drain Jab with gifted Subtastic, definitely Vixen, One Scuddy Boy, and Clementius for 2 years. Forsen Bank, Forsen Fist. Thank you, man. Welcome back, ladies. Now evolved. Transformers. Cheers.
The wait is finally over. Time for you to grab your tickets and watch greatness unfold at the PGL Arlington Major.
Ni sitter här i väntan.
NAVI flips the historical script as they now bring Ancient into the pool in this quarter-final. Heroic obviously 1-0 up after Estella looking Inferno, which we just have to reiterate, Maniac, the pressure that was coming on into, I mean, for both team shoulders coming into this, but particularly Heroic, you know, didn't have that stellar showing back in Stockholm at the last major. To be able to take a map in that fashion, that is looking good for them.
As the beginning of a great story, if you're a Heroic, of course. Now, just for Navi to touch on quickly, we have to realize what's at stake for them, right? The fact that they had this period of time where they dominated the whole world of Counter-Strike. No one could ever debate them. No one could discuss them, winning the major in that beautiful fashion. And then, of course, beginning of 2022, for reasons that we can understand, falling a little bit off, not showing their best Counter-Strike. But
no one could
can you imagine how
them?
grand it would be for Navi
no one could
to actually being able to, against all adversity,
the fuck does that
come
mean?
here and lift that trophy that we are seeing right here? It would put them in such a level, such a category that I cannot even imagine or begin to describe. So there's a lot at stake for Navi, but these guys, they're not ready to give up.
They want to reboot the error discussion. They want to take it away from FaZe. Yeah. That's what's at stake here. The fact is that FaZe coming into this, they were the favorites.
I understand
once we saw the form from NAVI in the Legend stage, we all became believers once again. And it was how soon did we forget how great and grand this team could be once the pieces started firing together. It feels like the game plans have been there for NAVI, but they're a map away from elimination.
But that's something coming into this, you know, particularly on Ancient, a great win record currently for NAVI. And the fact that they're on the stages, we know they can overcome those demons, particularly on LAN as well, and they're going to be starting on the T side of Ancient, where you're pretty impressed with what you've seen of NAVI thus far, Maui.
I do like Navi's T side on this map. It doesn't have the most sexy win rate. It's a sub 50% in terms of what they're producing on the T side, but it's darn near close to 50%, around 45 in that sort of range, and that is where things get interesting because most teams, it's like 30%.
I know.
35%. That's still actually a world-class T side, and it's based off of the fact that when they get the bomb down, they are incredibly proactive in post plans. They're one of the first teams in the Ancient meta that realize once you plant that bomb, you need to take something away from the CTs. So expect when that bomb's planted, they're going to dive deep into CT spawn, no matter what bomb site they're going into.
And they better be ready for it, because you talk about the win streak, we talk about the percentages for NAVI. Of course, they've won 10 Ancients in a row. They haven't lost it September last year, but it's been a minute since we saw them pick into Ancient, taking that risk. Famously, they would allow people to pick it against them and punish off the back of a very strong CT side. Now, the pieces are in the other way around now. They're starting on the T side, they're one map down, and I feel like there are a couple of characters in that NAVI team that we haven't mentioned too much after map 1 bit. The best player of the Legend stage was average at best in this first map, and it's undebatable it's going to have to show up. Simple was normal, if you will allow me to use that term, for the greatest of all time. Still normal. Perfecto missed out. Where are all these players? NAVI need all these pieces if they want to push it to map number 3.
They've gone missing. And on the flip side for Heroic, we have a Cadian that we haven't really seen on LAN. And that's where this gets so frightening for all the NAVI fans in the audience there. The fact is that the guy that they were all booing is showing up in the server today.
Yeah. Loves it.
He loves to be the villain.
That's something that we've always heard from him as well. If anybody gives him banter, or anybody gives him a little bit of smack talk, he uses that for energy to ignite that fire inside of him. And I love that we got to see that in so many incredible moments. A beautiful clutch coming out of him as well to almost be sealing up the map. That's what I like to see from Cadian, even if you're not so much of a fan of him inside the arena.
It's a trait of character, honestly, and as far as I'm concerned, it's a double-edged sword, right? Because if you play off the crowd and suddenly you fail, everyone will come and get you. Everyone will come and get you if you act all smug and then you lose and you look like shit. Then no one is going to let you go. But what if you clutch like this? Then you can actually dance behind your computer and have a good time. Hell yeah. If you talk the talk, then you have to walk the walk. He's done it on Inferno. And then he earned that right to act all smug. But it's just one step of the way. There's another map to be won.
There is another map to be won, and we can dive headfirst right into it. Alex and Chad, how are you feeling about heading into Ancient for this one?
Thank you, Freya. I don't have an answer. Hopefully you do. How are we feeling?
Not so smug. Not
it's
as smug
not good BM unless you do it
preemptively. I think this is insane for Heroic, right? This is their hardest test first.
Risk
The fact that we get to see them
like
going up
after
against
the
NAVI
game.
in the quarterfinal, if they vanquish this beast right now,
weak
it marks a new era for this Heroic roster. There's questions and marks about them on the stage, what type of counter-strike they play, question marks about Cadian and Refresh performing in big games. This will change all of that. The final test for Heroic now is Ancient, and we're about to get underway with NAVI. Fighting for survival here.
GG, and that
defending
is
major champions on the attack again to start off map number 2. You two out towards top mid as they seem to follow that through a little bit more. Deployed from Electronic here as they set their sights and attention over towards the first letter of the alphabet.
Highest rated pistol player out of everyone is Bit. Refresh. Had a taste of redemption map 1. Can he keep it up?
Oh
no! Lets it slip away.
The Forsen.
Church blind.
Oh, he was
executed, and it's only down with a little bit of a duel to be had. Tessus lingers close behind enemy lines. Would love to finish his meal. Boomich remains evasive. Remains a problem. And they're looking for a spotless pistol here. Look how wounded they are. Finally, they bring down just one. And it's a consolation prize. It's the tattered teddy bear at the back of the shelf. And an A-take to start. Another Na'Vi pistol. That's
three from three. 3 from 3 and pissed around here. It didn't help.
Oh!
Round, but keineahnungking picking up where he left off. A couple of nice kills right there. That extra cash is going to feel nice.
Oh, he's on one, isn't he? He's on one today.
Yeah, well, I think it's despite the crowd right
here.
He
damage, so he gets $350 helmet, and he kept the smoke grenade.
He can turn up the heat again. He's sort of force fight out of them over on Inferno.
Big force.
So if we see the same here.
Oh. My bad.
But yeah, these are the kind of shots, just like Refresh with his 4K spray down. Boom. It just reminds you of who you are and what you are capable of in the server. Yes, there is a mammoth task ahead of you. Ouch. That one will leave a mark. And there's more. There's more where that came from. The snapping turtle equipped. Refresh brings it down and immediately meets his demise. Perfecto upgrades Tessus.
Where is he looking?
No stranger to a duel, will have to get out of there, but shows face, just glancing down the lane.
Crosshair placement.
To drive home the pain. It's a shot. It hits. Simple's just way more precise. Head rolls, as will the eyes of Heroic. Dicing with death on the AD jiggles. Tessus knows there's a duel imminent.
Feels like we're picking up where we left off with these T-halves, just waiting for mistakes from the CT side, the overcommits, the aggressive maneuvers.
He's only got 4 bullets in that.
That's all he needs.
Okay.
No head armor on the other side, still ripped through that Kevlar, no dramas as you like here as bomb to be scooped up, Pack. Peering over towards this B side, this is the fight they need to get past here. If Simple cracks the head of Tessus, then they're on the way in. Here in the utility.
Oh my god.
And that's exactly what Simple makes it look like.
You see how he looked behind himself?
One slight glimmer at the end of a murky tunnel. It would be that investment out of
fucking trash.
Yeah, cave smoke, deep smoke as well. Bomb will go down, but here's the deal. Over there on Inferno, they had a round like this where they held the Famous, they held the Scout, and they actually won the follow-up round when they shouldn't have. So let's see, do Heroic want to linger around for a kill or 2 extra? They just want to save their goodies, take them home, and pack them up for another round. Start with a shot or 2. He's going to give over that position. And now on the hunt is Boomich. The fight and can't convert onto Stown here, trying to stay alive. 4 points of health, but the fight is coming. Bit will finish him off, and they won't get the hold onto their goodies. So a big difference from the last time around is Heroic not holding onto that rifle to ply its trade into the following. Seems unlikely.
Back in my day when I played,
keineahnungking still wants to hold on to this and should be far enough away at this point. So a clean start from NAVI again, the pistol with the conversion.
Soundproofing.
Par for the course, right? We've been here before.
All right. Now it's 2022. All right. Nina has a fucking super soundproof headset. Bought, fucking Adlido.
Plugging in the mouse and keyboard.
Put some fucking noise cancellation headsets on. It's not that fucking hard.
2021.
Like, what the
Feels
fuck?
like yesterday.
Yeah, this one's come quick. I'm sure NAVI
it is the
love
current
to add another major
year,
trophy to that cabinet. The second for Simple, second for all of them. Top mid smoke,
There's
Infinity
no
Molly
excuse not to.
More diligent utility as they just clear out close mid. Not going to take any chances right here as Simple trying to get into the action. We know the chips are down. One man steps up. One man gets stuck in. Space taken across the map for NAVI. They're working with a lot of room here. Mid control, B lane, even a little bit of a linger in towards Cave. So no dramas for them in the early stages of this round. It's just about working out, is there a stack from Heroic? Do we have to deal with these pistols packed together?
Love that smoke out of Boomich.
They just have to rumble this whole
right here.
make
soundproof boots.
Shouldn't be too many problems.
Yeah, he gets his speckles up. I don't think he's too interested in committing to that alone.
Well, now that's their coffin, isn't it? You can see them taking this space on towards A, the rifles. Once you get over in towards that side, over towards platform, don't worry about it. They're flashing through, they're trying to take the fight, but NAVI don't want to put themselves in the open. More smoke stifling this. An electronic in the back will take out keineahnungking and starting to deal with his eco now as another kill to come through and problem solved for NAVI here.
To the full, clean sweep.
It's not as important in Counter Strike though as it was in StarCraft.
Couldn't have a better opportunity right now going into the first gun round. It's not like there's SMGs, it's a Famous and a Galil, sure, but you can operate with those up against the buy for Heroic now, and keineahnungking, no doubt about it, had his absolute best map of the tournament so far on Inferno. he can keep that up, if he can be dynamic with the AWP right here on the CT side of a map like Ancient, he can be the difference maker for his team. And into the buys. Electronic can be huge running out mid.
He's going for a bit of a biff. That's ballsy out of Shush. And Electronic puts him in his place. But where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Electronic ignites onto the double. Boomage is gone as well.
Wait, who died to fire?
He takes one from the grave though, Stown. Licked on down. Tessus makes a round out of this still.
Oh.
Cadian's found another.
2-on-2.
That was supposed to be a NAVI collection and still 90 seconds. We're thrown into a 2v2 mid-round.
Yeah, some big questions to ask here. There was aggression mid, that was about it in terms of the space that NAVI have. Heroic do not know. Situations, the gamble's great. Tessus the pick mid, Electronic's down. Bit in a 1v2 situation.
How does this go so wrong so fast?
Be careful here, Bit. Footsteps might be heard. Tessus is in an aggressive position.
He's doing everything.
Yeah, he's cutting off at the pass here, Tessus. This is a massive round from him.
And he will finish. Wow. What a recovery out of the Danes there. Tessus just flying that heroic flag at the top of mid. It looked so good. Electronic, 2 entries. This was Cadian's we missed. Aggressive in the A-halls, brings the AWP to Perfecto and face to palm. Not a fun feeling, I'm sure.
It's a 2v4 right there. That's a massive round to win early here. That Heroic, they didn't pick up a round in similar fashion in that first half. They won a 3v5, right? They had that Tessus clutch as well, but that wasn't on the CT side.
But look, undaunted, after losing both of their lives, Refresh and Shush, they want to try again, and this time Simple doing the flashbang dance, and he does get nothing. Oh, and around the smokes, down heating up as well. He brings the fight to them. Cadian with a bit of an open window on stage.
Missed it!
Getting windy.
No.
Boomage decided he might try and take this B side. His Refresh at least goes one undone. A competitive round still, and it looks like it may slow down in pace. The map is your oyster.
Plenty of time again, so a different pace about this one. The gun rounds over there on Inferno, they were slow, they were feeling each other out. This time they're taking the fights, they're getting stuck in. And this puts NAVI in a 2-on-3 situation right here. Shush only operating with a Deagle right now, would love to get something a bit bigger in his hands, but those options are few and far between with where he currently resides.
No, you're making noise.
Bit and Boomage.
Okay, it's not making noise.
They have found the gap, but can be responded to quite quickly.
What the fuck?
Kits in play, smoke as well. The post-plant situation
they're
for
saving.
be absolutely everything.
Are you dumb? 2v3?
Switched on to potential for an A-Halls linger. No one home.
Oh my god.
Still Shush. Oh, finding a weapon. So it favors Heroic on a site that's certainly not too difficult to find a way in. But that's when Boomage and Bit aren't in the server.
Oh.
Oh, snappy out of Shush. And Bit
he went to pick up the AK.
To clutch.
He went to pick up the
Heroic
AK.
process of elimination will soon dictate as to where he resides. Misses his first chance, dies on that as he fully unloads his mag. They will try and close the gap. 5-second defuse, and he's been held at bay. Just in the nick of time, Heroic prevail.
They're looking really calm and collected here, Heroic. This isn't the same team who are constantly pushing, taking fights, hoping info works out there. Once they get themselves in an established position, they're sitting back. So that's 2 rounds, 2 tidy rounds in a row, a 2-on-4, and then closing down a 3-on-2 advantage situation. They have massive gun rounds for Heroic to win early here. NAVI get the plant, they keep their cash in a position where they can consider a purchase, and well, yeah, it is NAVI. They are going to follow through in that promise. But they're just not ready for some of these aggressive maneuvers of Heroic there. The aggro mid push, the playing around the smokes over towards B. The door smoke lands as we get into round number 6 here.
I still can't believe they lost the double Electronic mid frag. Thanks to Tessus.
Yeah, you're not going to get that every day of the week. And look at this.
Oh, wow, Heroic really are geeking it out. They're playing to the optimal potential this roster has. And with such a big opponent in front of them.
Look at the cluster they have in this position. Electronic flying away, needs to get away with his life, and he does. Electronic in mid has been perfect, and now they're into B.
Yeah, Tessus has let him in. Calling for Stown, but he's staring at smokes. They have the space. Can they win this race? They have that advantage. He gets bigger thanks to Boomage. Another body added to the list, and the rest condemned to save. Now that is a spotless T round.
You have to thank Electronic here, right? He was great for them over there on Inferno as well. Remember some of those T rounds where he'd get opening kills walking into A, this time in mid. And speaking of Electronic, here he is again. Another one hits the deck. Just down, stands in towards mid. The fight is coming on all fronts.
Oh!
Perfecto with the Tech 9 is going to blow him away. Beautiful stuff for Na'Vi to bounce back. This is the T side right here of Ancient. They're up to 4, and this is early stages. The money for Heroic now in question. So saying stubborn on the buys, Na'Vi will break through.
They said.
Some Anubis fans in the crowd.
Jitterbug. Milk Peak.
This is the thing, the Dust we're talking about Bit being relatively quiet there on map 1 of Inferno, but if Electronic can step up and fill the gap that he's no longer providing, might be all they need.
Na'Vi.
Class act is Electronic, his Bit is going to take a bit of space here.
I mean, do you really think that that Inferno loss has the capacity to get under Navi's skin?
I think it'd be one map down, and ooh, know that you need a battle forward. Boomage Blind gets one. TK as well, problems for Heroic. They're going to mop this one up. It is just refresh, but yeah, look, this is the thing, to be one map down and know that you have to be flawless on the next 2. That's a problem. It's a pressure situation, it's do or die, and it's Heroic. Right?
Wait,
everybody seems to have a bit of a problem with Heroic, or more so Cadian, so that's always going to get to them. The way that they lost those clutches as well.
How much do you lose for TK?
They all add up.
Yeah.
If you continue to lose those type of tilt rounds, this is the new Na'Vi, but it's Na'Vi. Still susceptible to a little bit of
minus
tilt
300
every now and again.
Yeah, some people on the internet can't seem to believe it, but they are human beings.
Yeah, that's wild, right?
Nice ego.
We all feel a little bit of that. Simple having a conversation is going to get the last kill, and picks up that AWP to carry on through to the next round of play. So perfect for Na'Vi now. This is fantastic. Now you have to remember, the core of Heroic have gone up against the core of Na'Vi 9 times. They've only bested them once. The most recent battle they had over there at the RMRs, where the pressure was not at an all-time high like this. Not an elimination game, just an opportunity to get through 3-0 and lock yourself in for the Legend stage.
Right.
Yeah, just a little...
Just business.
Yeah,
just business.
Exactly. So for Na'Vi in this situation, they know that they have that edge. For Heroic, this is a massive test. Map 1 is great, but to now follow through on Ancient and then Nuke, this could be the turning point for this team. This would be a new opportunity to show the leash of life that is available for this Heroic roster. They were primed coming into this. The roster's been together for a long time. They have a deep playbook. It's just about this experience, and it's about putting it in the right place.
I love my wife, 3 kids, and CSGO.
Say what you want. It is admirable.
I love my
Forged in the pits of adversity, Heroic stepping up. 1 to the good. Na'Vi required to be perfect in the reverse sweep to secure that semi-final.
They had to extinguish their own molly right there, Na'Vi. A bit of a flood running through the doors. So some errors here as far as utility goes, but Boomich wants this space. He's going to get it. Has backup as well here.
That's early from Stown. Leaping at the opportunity as Boomich gets across, however, announcing his presence, which may activate some of these taps. Threads the needle.
Got to be careful about walking into these spams. There's paper thin right in there.
Diligent is perfecto. You can hear a pin
no
drop here on
further
Ancient.
crab peaks, Your Honor. He's gonna do it. He's gonna peek.
It's the Crickets.
Isn't that crosshair too high?
Most noise. That's a huge flash. Great reactions though. Perfecto keeps himself alive, preserves the 5-on-5. Activating his Bit. Look, he's going through Electronic and Bit. Up to no good.
It's a lot of space. Time's going to become the bigger issue here for Na'Vi, but they have the rotations of the map under their control.
Oh, opportunity. A quick jiggle, a slither of CT. Stown maintains his control, but look at this pair.
We're sub 30 seconds here.
Well, they have a backstab coming. CT spawn. Audience.
Such an immaculate execution of the flank, and he lets it slip. Cadian knows now. Cadian hitting 2. And now to try and stop the plan is Stown. 10 seconds if he hits this wallbang. Boomich is flat. A second too late. Bit handed a 1v3. Asked to come up clutch again.
People
Shying
keep
the
fucking
first opportunity here on Ancient.
Default, if that is
Heroic
the
is searching
default.
for him. And they have combed the area successfully.
And they get killed there every single time.
Gap will close, a 2-round deficit.
That's remarkable right there. I'm just bigging up Electronic, saying how good he is in big games. The fact that he gets the flank off and flubs the line, giving him something to remember.
Was that BM?
That was a 30-bullet spray down.
Yeah, well, bullets in the body here. The mental warfare continues.
Who was that? Who did
but that is a round that should have been Navi's. keineahnungking hits 2 massive shots. We were focused on the flank right there, but they had to run up long. So this is the kills from keineahnungking to deny. There's 17 seconds as the first kill gets made, and the flick on back. keineahnungking is playing some good Counter-Strike here. And you're right, a 2-round gap, but NAVI can buy again. They can break Heroic. They can put them back into the washing machine of these CT buys. Eco buy. Nobody wants to be in that realm.
Yeah, and it rides on this. You can see there's a clear game plan outlined from the spawn. Boomich has given his marching orders. keineahnungking staying dynamic. It's what you'd want from your CT side AWP. He's calling his troops as well to assist in surveying the perimeter. That you can see in the hands of Perfecto is designed with TheSeahorse's name engraved on the side of it. He is blind, but what a shot onto keineahnungking. That was an AWP, and Boomich makes him look silly. Mid is held, courtesy of Refresh. One of the hardest and most demanding roles is this of Stown, holds cave firm.
That was a weird fucking peek.
NAVI, the clock hasn't been with their ally at all times on this T side, and Bit loses everything on his first poke, his first prod.
What was he looking at?
It's still on Shush here, the rotation's far away. Shush needs to lock this one down.
They've got nothing left, Chad, absolutely nothing. 24 points of health, and a dream. Oh, even less, a bit more shrapnel, but still their hearts beat.
It's over. 9 HP, 12 HP. If they win this,
there's a tendency to
they
overthink.
are the best team in the world
in these rounds. Crowd trying to will them across the line. It's simple. Takes the first step in that direction. Damage. Sprays that down. It's so low. And they find the bomb, I think, just in time. Just in time. Heroic recover it.
This is the thing with Heroic right now. They're not looking flustered at all, right? They're staying very, very calm in these situations. They're not rushing the retake. They're not just running in without clearing their corners. They're doing it as a unit. They're doing it as a team. I would suspect the comms right now for Heroic are an all-time high, right? They're staying very clean about these situations. And that started with the opening over towards B. It felt like a lifetime ago because the round was drawn out, but they had fantastic B lane retake utility. They mollied over the top towards the pocket position. The flash was great onto TheSeahorse, and the shot onto keineahnungking was even better. But Stown getting one back on Boomich, having lane control means they can start to rotate on over a little bit quicker. They even drop back towards the site. It was Shush getting the kill onto Bit. That's a one-on-one. Bit did not wait for the rest of his team to get there to trade. Fortunately, they get over to take him down. They get the bomb down. It keeps them in a position where a little bit of cash comes through for NAVI in the buy.
Mr. Force, watch out.
They did a good job of dealing with this because there was multiple fronts they had to deal with. An individual stepped up. Refresh here. For the team with 3 massive kills, secures the 4th and it's a 1-round game. They don't want to let this one get too far away. They understand the finances on the other side. They can stay threatening. They can keep the 4th right here. 5 rounds in the T-half is great already. Anything that they get out on top is going to be fantastic. And if they win a round like this, they can get maybe 2, maybe 3 rounds out of it.
A lot to hinge on this round right here.
Sound.
Simple. Bringing it to him, and down he goes, down. Shuts down the star of the show.
Sorry, I had to take care of something.
Early doors, Refresh happy to play passive now, because Stown has taken matters into his own hands. Takes down another member of NAVI, another luxury. You can pull all your resources back. Lock the doors.
So NAVI win a 3-on-5 over Darren Inferno, but this is going to be even more difficult to do. The T side here of Ancient, notoriously difficult. TheSeahorse with information, that's the name of the game in scenarios like this. Play for info, play the crossfires, play with your teammates, fortifying this defense right now and dropping a smoke to block them on out. 50 seconds remain on the clock.
Considering this is super heavy CT-sided, right?
There is no rush about this, but do they want to give this one a crack or do they want to hold on to what they have? They're still in a forward position.
Like if they get 6 rounds, that's enough.
Substantial attempt. making no secret of their arrival. Nades in, steps two. Blind and swinging, great opener out of Boomich. And they're staring at smokes, they might get away with this. TheSeahorse has shut down Boomich.
Cover the
Favors
fucking
Heroic
ball!
so heavily,
What the
Bit trying
fuck
to
are
hit
you
some
guys
headies.
doing?
Would need way more than where that came from. Being played with, toyed with by TheSeahorse. Running out of chance, still flicked in! No bullets! The 180 for survival! Hoping and praying TheSeahorse gets nervous, but there you have it, Heroic. They weather the storm.
Yeah, really just playing with Bit there. The jiggles making it impossible for him to hit that headshot that he's known for. Makes it interesting. The bomb goes down again. NAVI continue to be threatening here, but Heroic are dealing with it. Time things up, 5-5. But virtue of these plants, NAVI can stay threatening throughout. The Vitality cheering squad's running out of energy here, Alex. You know, it's been 2 days, a lot of cheering.
Did you not hear them?
They weren't cheering just there, were they?
Well, we had the full ridiculous cacophony of NAVI during that round. They definitely have stepped it up. And looking to do the same was Refresh, because he just flirted with the idea of bringing some early presence up lane.
Well, it's the same game here from NAVI. They want this aggression to come on through so they can retake the territory and isolate some of these Heroic defenders. But it's not the Biff early, right? It's not Electronic running out mid anymore. It's not the space that they'd worked with before. As another smoke lines up, Electronic is going to demand that vision. But look at this stack that's set up. They have all the vision they require, and even a missed smoke. Molly lands, but there's no threat behind it. The flash is good, but look at this. Heroic aren't backing down. They're not giving this territory over. Utility's not enough to push them back as Electronic gifted a bit more utility here to throw it out. Bit needs to get something done on his adventure as they try and force some rotations.
Does look like something's being fought here. Stown has got a lot resting on his shoulders and his life here. Round 11. Refresh has a wish, and it's been shortened by Electronic.
He's been great in middle. Another kill for him. Given the number advantage across here, but NAVI, they're not committing to anything just yet. They played with these rotations. Heroic have been back and forth.
Losing to Galul.
They can regroup the forces here and execute onto a site. Trade out efficiently. It is going to be Shush to deal with this.
NAVI have gotten into the site 3 rounds in a row. Lost it though.
Just Shush here.
One versus.
So much to deal with. Snapped by Bit. A neck breaker onto the Dane, and that is enough to bring that round through.
But this is the thing, right? With 5 rounds as your base already, and the fact that they keep planting, that is a key. That is a key, but it's difficult for Heroic to stop them. It's difficult for them to stop them getting the bomb down. And in this situation, NAVI continue to be a bit of a threat. They continue to post rounds, and 6 is perfect here. But if they can rip all these guns away, the Tech 9 of Boomich, it's found once down now on notice in towards Cave, and he can call across the rest of his troops here. If Boomich wants the boys to rip away the guns, they have plenty of time to do so. Bomb halfway gone, and I think he just wants to pick up a rifle of his own. So thinking better of a hunt in this situation is Boomich. Letting Heroic hold on to these rifles.
There's few that do it quite as consistently as Electronic in middle. It's a role often assigned to someone, a safe pair of hands.
7 kills, 7 deaths.
And this is the thing, this is not playing out at the traditional pace that I think a lot of people are used to with Ancient.
Yeah.
Right? It can be slow at times, but most people would have the conversation this is a heavily CT biased map. Right, NAVI taking the pace out, allowing the aggressive utility of Heroic to be dumped towards middle and B lane, and that doesn't leave them a whole lot for the mid to late rounds. And especially with the economy game that's being played right here. Heroic, if they went for a round like that, they lost everything. Their loss bonus is pretty low, right? It was 1,400 coming into this round, 1,900 into the next. So they're not in a great place, and you can see that reflected in the buy now. NAVI are doing a fantastic job here, and every round that gets posted, Heroic might be feeling like they're struggling, but this is aggressive, this is a change. Again, they want this control.
NAVI happy to let you have it initially. But 6 already.
Where's he standing with the
fixed to their name. Pressure applied in droves from this T side, and they still haven't had any friction.
Too many positions for Shush to worry about their ledge. Boomich could always swing on out. The push through mid is possible too, and control will be taken. This is where we might need a Heroic classic, right? Something a little bit outside of the box, something as a unit, something a bit more risky. Because NAVI are currently out positioning him here, and look at this. Starting to work on a bit of information back on Heroic. They're going to call this clear.
Yeah, but the messenger may not arrive in time.
Cadian's got the perfect weapon for the job for this here, Alex.
Stanley has. Rotate to be held at bay by Boomich. He's gone and sprayed down his as Cadian is in position, but loses his head. Bit loses his mind. Pulls ahead. He just tries to claw one back, and surely you don't go for it.
Boomer
trying
reflexes.
to get this AWP if you refresh here. I don't think Bit's going to allow it. Fortifying this AWP, making sure that they can't scoop it up and carry it through to another.
Yeah, candle lit in memoriam of that AWP.
Look at this defensive smoke they've just thrown from mid. Simple's going to grab that. Bit is going to steal away the AWP. Heroic just threw out the smoke from middle to try and allow Refresh to push through and pick it up in the grey screen, and he's trying to do that now. Refresh.
What is going on?
Don't say anything, audience.
Oh.
That's violent.
Oh, that's more like it, I guess.
Yeah, well, making sure he doesn't get away with anything at all right there. Refresh will be denied. It's just going to be shush to save. And 7 now for NAVI.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, this is a vibe change. This is definitely NAVI getting back in control of this. Fantastic T half already. Anything more that they add, if they get 8, if they win out the half, this is their map and we're headed to nuke. There is very few possibilities for Heroic to get back on in after they lose this. G2 fans still out in full force. The team couldn't be here, but they clearly are.
That is one of the many defining characteristics of a Counter-Strike fan. The capacity to cheer for the Counter-Strike. G2 embodying that.
G-Tattoo.
And we do see our second tactical just elapsed there. That's Heroic just trying to solve this mystery.
Well, here's the conversation that's had with the loss bonus of 1900 that NAVI know. Do they go for a save or do they go for a buy? You saved 1 and 4. In this sense, 9 out of 10. Actually, I would say 9.9 out of 10 that you would go for a save in this situation, right? You would go for a save and then you'd go for a buy into that next round of play when the loss bonus is there. But by doing so, you put all the eggs in the basket of Shush to find the impact, and you likely give over an 8th round to NAVI here. All they have to do is avoid this M4, avoid tripping over their shoelaces, and NAVI are going to win out the half on their map choice. Fantastic stuff for them in the early stages here.
Yeah, I'm sure this will be a demo. Many teams setting their sights on Ancient may review. A T side who've managed to look like they dictate the pace.
Zeus.
And Boomich has found another immediately at the start of this one.
Where's the shitting?
Cadian looking to make one squeal but between the wickets with that Zeus.
There's the rifle gone, that's the round done. Cleaning house. NAVI looking good now, just 2 more bodies here. Dezhnyov comes to Dink but gets the kill. Tessus in the grave, and it's just refreshed to try and save.
We both have
2400 is about to come on through, so they will be looking for a buy here, but Refresh, what's the best he can hope for? Probably not a lot. He can hear these footsteps coming, bounding forward, looking for it, trying to rip the rifle.
Use the Zeus.
It's a nice elevation. It might be hard to clear. Oh, Fecto does adjust quickly. Now aware and relaying the information. Look at that map. The entire NAVI squad wants to take it away. Extend your suffering. And that they have.
This is the thing. The last 3 rounds of play have been really good for NAVI. Had 5 staying alive in 2 of those 3 rounds. So this is fantastic. Their economy now starting to really bolster here. You got a couple of players just under that 10k mark. So this is fantastic. You could be looking at a 10-5 T half on Ancient. Real last opportunities for Heroic with rifles in their hands. The door smoke through. Disrespect this time. NAVI coming through.
But here comes Cadian. Catapulted from his teammate's head. And break 2 dead. No, 1.5 through the boards. Tessus finishes what his leader started. Now that is some success. Heroic have been struggling to find anything off these aggressive maneuvers. Now they've got themselves a man advantage early in pursuit of a 6th. Just 3 components now of this NAVI machine, still trying to find a way to whir into action. It's down, denies Bit. Boomich, a compulsory trade. A house divided now for NAVI.
Still possible here. Tessa's on a bit of an island right now. Has to be very careful how he wants to proceed. Doesn't have any help whatsoever, and sure, if he goes down on his fact-finding mission, the round will be wide open. As he continues to push forward, calls it clear. Electronic might get caught off guard by this.
Yeah, it's question
Oh, long range
spray.
Real problems now. B is open for business. This is a big issue for Heroic. You can't lose a round like this. You fought hard. You had the trades in the opening stages go your way. You cannot let NAVI rip this one out of your hands.
They're come on, step on the gas, man.
They're obviously
rushing B. 20 seconds on the clock. Come on, run.
Picking up the pace, Shush. Can't contest, but they may strike in unison. And they do. Refresh. Best. Boom. Electronic looking to secure the 1v2, but Refresh holds on. Again, he stands stalwart on a map back-to-back from Inferno to Ancient. He seems to have held his own and held his nerve.
Pick up the op.
Looking to retrieve an AWP. And any goodies that may linger.
Yeah, they had to win that one, right? They worked hard in the opening stages. The trades were going in their favor. Down gets one, goes down. And that's important for them to pick this round up. They can still keep this to a one-round deficit, right? Going into the second half of play, win the pistol. They can put themselves on the board here. Maybe they can show us a thing or two on their T side. But NAVI are definitely in the driver's seat of this map. At this point, it is their map to lose. When you get 8 rounds on the T side of a map like Ancient, you should be walking this one across the line. Both teams can buy here for the final round of play. No dramas there, and it's full buys. Everything you want, kits are in play, utils there. No dramas whatsoever as the mid-util dropped. Previous round, NAVI went with a bit of pace. They tried to have a bit of a gear shift. It didn't work out for them as so many flashes dumped towards mid.
Like 4 flashbangs. And look at that. For a head-to-head, keineahnungking actually clips the wings of Simple. But it's hot now. Still hits the flick. Huge contribution out of keineahnungking. Run down by Bit and the bomb spotted.
Buy a gun,
the
pistol.
Star one-shotted, 17 HP for Simple to try and continue to maneuver.
He's throwing.
Last round, closing the gap would certainly be a recovery of sorts from Heroic. 8's great.
Throw.
9's a whole lot better. And keineahnungking's given them a platform by which they can secure it.
Look at all the nades left over for NAVI here. They can do whatever they want. Still 60 seconds left on the clock. Any of the executes are possible. Got a bit of room to work with here, but the biggest issue is mid right now. This forward position of Shush. If he gets a kill, he can change the tide of this round here for Heroic.
Nice off angle. Not one to be immediately. Oh, great flash. So blind.
The util has been on point for NAVI throughout.
Everyone working towards a common goal. Perfecto does go down, though.
That's two. They'll be straight in towards A here. It's all on refresh. He lines them up. He knocks down 2. It's just one to find. Electronic in a 1-on-3.
That is a problem, a big problem, thanks to Refresh. The solo hold.
Yeah, don't pick up
and
the
he
bomb.
lines up 2. I think he caught a wind of Tessus. Electronic, not to be underestimated in a 1 versus 3 clutch on the stage. He's got a little bit of time to flirt with, and he's coming in. Oh! Refresh down, 1 to go, and Electronic knows. 9
no
seconds.
time.
He has to
don't
plan.
play. Don't fuck up.
He has to plan. Pulls a bluff. Beautiful. Truly unbelievable. He gets off the bomb. A second to spare, and Electronic pulls the 9th out of nowhere for NAVI. Unbelievable.
I cannot believe he fucked it up.
That was a guarantee. And I'm seeing stars. Hold on a second.
What an absolute monster. He opened this up with that kill there off the back of the flash. The 1-on-3 situation after refresh. Lines him up, knocks him down. Knows he needs to find the fight.
2. He had 3 seconds, Chad.
This is the thing. On the jump, he gets spotted still planting. Thinks it's done. Thinks it's dusted. The flames there at his feet. And he converts. Electronic stepping up on the stage and puts NAVI close to converting their map now on the CT side, the easier side of the 2. You heard what Simple had to say about this in the earlier stages of the tournament here. Let's see how quick they can convert. This would be 4 from 4 pistols here for NAVI, and they're looking to get this one done, looking to take it to Nuke.
Testing their metal into the Hurt Locker Surge 3 Danes. And the gatekeeper, hot from the previous, is still overwatching. What a shot! It's down. Opens up with first blood drawn onto Simple, no less. Information relayed. Space seized.
I don't like the fact that he has $450 still, though.
That's why you put the PT-50 in his hands.
Yeah, so much room right now for Heroic here. So many options available as well. NAVI are the ones on the back foot on this piss around the first. They could be losing the series so far.
Oh, kill
2
money.
spotted.
Heroic would love a
I was just testing you, Chad.
To overcome a monstrous T-half out of NAVI.
Lots of problems for NAVI here.
First step taken in the right direction, Shush. He has got his full Jester hat waving, saying, come and get me, and look at what it's created. A wide open B bomb site. Cadian's already caught the rotation, and still they're
Did he just get plonked for 11
He has played his role to perfection.
No. There was another guy behind him.
Just sold them down the river there, Chad.
Yeah, running rings around them right now. Navi, oh, don't know where to look. It's down to grab another. Boomic in the dirt, and it's just electronic here. The hero on the way into the half. There's no way he wins a round like this, out of position. 5 to find, no time. Heroic, a big pissed around to win here on this T-half. They had a really good game plan there on the T-half of Inferno. If they can do anything similar right now on Ancient, we might have a game. But as I mentioned earlier, this should be Navi's map to confirm. Be quite a showing for the Danes here if they were to take this one in two. They're mounting a massive comeback. That's the first step in the right direction.
All right, so they won pistol round. This is winnable.
10-round streak for Navi on this map, right? And when you have a T-half like that, you're looking to convert and make it your 11th consecutive. You go through the laundry list of those scouts to pick up 10 maps in a row. Heroic's one of those names. So know that they're comfortable against the Danes in this territory. That's why they've picked it. That's why we're here.
Man, you have to reinvent yourself a little. Smoked off.
People aren't very keen on buying the scout.
Leader of the pack with the littlest gun.
I wonder why.
No early fight, so they'll give them the space. Playing for info here, Perfecto. Keineahnungking already getting across towards the Tetris box. Has a lot of room to work with here. The
I think it sucks too.
Same angle, same result. A repeat of the pistol, perhaps.
I feel like they should be able to hit headshots with it.
They chose to invest, chose to try and defend for the second round conversion.
Yeah, you're not getting that Famous back anytime easy.
Couple of exposed heads.
This is the right call.
Boomic is one of them. He's going to pop like a watermelon if he meets that Mac 10. Whoa, never mind. Boomic still plucks him from the skies with only the P250.
They should hold on to this, right? They get the Famous back. They can drop that across into the next round to play. Just hold on to what you have. Give them the round. Allow them to have 8. No dramas here for NAVI. Right, still plenty of rounds to be played here. But this is great stuff from Heroic, right? They're not rushing it. They're doing it as a unit. The calls are bang on in the early stages of this one here, and the aim is on point, right? Hitting a couple of nice shots. And one of the issues that Navi had within that first map of Inferno on their CT side, how often did it feel like they had a full buy? Every round or every second round they had MP9s, UMPs, Famouses in the mix. And if you can keep Navi in that same position where they don't have full buys, Boomic is always on an MP9.
Back in my day, you fought till the bitter end.
That's where they're going to come into some bigger issues here. Hey, will be confirmed for Heroic now. 1-round game at this juncture. And this is class from Heroic. It's not the most explosive Counter-Strike. It's not in your face, but the way that they are playing, it's that chessboard again. They're stepping up when they need to, and this is their most important game.
Smite 8, Fublian,
Navi, the true test in this bracket here for Heroic, lying in wait will be ends for that semi-final affair.
Welcome back to the Champions Club. Monster Jesus for 4 years.
Let's see if Navi can put their dukes in the right place here to convert with that safe Famous and the pistols around it.
You're always funny.
Electronic forgot his weapon.
Welcome back.
Gifted a pistol to try. We'll reiterate. This one set up on a silver platter for the 9th round. Heroic, they have the guns.
This is so risky.
Stop buying the Eagles.
Walking towards the Lion's Den.
Worst gun. It baits you into buying armor as well.
Never to be underestimated is simple.
Perfectly timed. That's all the U2 was dumped. They just dropped one smoke towards Cave. That's going to stall out Heroic here. Sure, plenty of time on the clock to regroup and regather, but they used a lot of utility there. Still have a couple of smokes left over, a couple of mollies to work with here, but these pistols, if they get in the right place, they can be potent. Time, if it starts to become an issue, Heroic could find themselves in some dramas here.
You can see the pivot. Smoke towards the temple position, a bit looks to take a couple upon arrival. Just a couple would be brilliant. Hard to track. Pesky bounce. He leaves with nothing. A quick one out of the P250. Electronic desperate to whittle away further. And it is Simple's FAMAS. NAVI with quite a foreboding presence now as the bomb does go down the flank. Look at this. A track, a tag, and a headshot. And Stout has found two in quick succession. Heroic trying to hold on. The rope is slippy. NAVI pesky, now just the one. And they know where he's coming from. A great first headshot from Boomich. But they stand and bang. Side by side, they ride to the night.
And they smile with that one down. With that double, massive stuff from him, bails them out. A gap in the smoke that could have been Heroic's undoing. That would have been Navi's way back in. You could see chipping away Electronic. Simple finds the gap too.
But
they're able to make sure they don't go down. That would have been dire. You can see just there on the fade. That's the double from Stout. Massive stuff from him and continues to battle forward.
A team
like
effort.
not versus rifles.
Heroic nearly walked straight into the jaws of NAVI there.
That's 100%
Comes around now,
win.
this is where it heats up. Fighting forward, Caden, he wants to take the fight and he's gone down to nades. Utility alone will be his demise.
Oh, taking some risks down. He wanted to be the playmaker. He's just the bullet catcher. Limping now towards that inevitable defeat. Refresh.
They're in.
Asking some questions of that statement. Boomich is tucked in. The uncleared angle. A couple of wallbangs. They do connect, but the bomb now planted safe. They need to try and find a frag. Oh! Tessus 1.5. Tessus, he may have done something special there because Simple's ears are ringing. And Electronic's already gone down. It's only the two of them now. Simple and Bit. And look at this. Look at this from Shush. Finishes off what Tessus had started. And now NAVI counting on Bit.
Chasing Ghost.
He's so loud. And they know it should be a spray, and that is 10. 3 out of Refresh. It was down with a triple in the previous. Every single member has delivered on this second map, and now NAVI in shambles.
This is trouble now, right now for NAVI. This is big issues. That was a 3-on-5 situation. Opening towards mid, opening towards cave. They still lose the round. The gap from Refresh, the push that he made, the balls that he had to go for a play like that. That's the only reason they get into that round. Refresh is stepping up when the team needs him most. Had a rough tournament so far, but it doesn't matter when you're in the quarterfinals, when you're taking on NAVI. They're going to limp in, a bit of a half buy here and a change. This is the AKs. They're going to use their range right now. Heroic are making some big calls.
Oh, this is fast. Look at the contrast. He's already in. Just as vision's restored. Your eyes may fade to black at the hands of Heroic.
What the fuck are these
Staring at smokes and flashbangs. The whole squad is here.
By the way.
For both teams. And still not a body has dropped. Look at that. They're mollying CT. Spawn, Chad. But Electronic has caught Cadian. Over the donut smoke, I believe.
Bomb's not down yet. That's a bit of an issue here.
Look at this. I've never seen it. 4 Ts in Temple.
They could back off. They could make a bit of a odd play here, Heroic. I know they have so much space to work with. They're hoping the fights come their way. But Electronic, giving them the room. You're going to have to make a bit of a chop and change right now, Heroic.
I don't know what the fuck is happening right now.
Forever. Spotting out another. Simple, humble.
Is this singing?
Re-smoking. This is a sign of a commit.
What the fuck is going on?
Something to play with. A toy added to the toy box of Electronic. Perfecto resides. They're going for a fake out. They want to try and draw anything left out of NAVI. Separating Perfecto. Claws it back into the 4-on-4. Time-sensitive mission now, and still Bit's a problem. They've chopped and changed the weapons. He can throw some heavy 50 caliber rounds from his pistol. Down, still stands. Strong, stalwart, on the swivel is Shush.
Trying to go B.
Not ready for the deagle. Saved by Refresh there. That nearly really spiraled.
What a crazy call. Take the bomb through Temple, try and go CT spawn towards B, but it works for Heroic. They get so much space, they wait for the fight, they take them with the AKs, they use them at range, and they actually wait for their own smokes to fade before they get that one done. But Heroic up to 11 now.
Yeah, that felt like a bit of a rule breaker.
Look, it was the right call to make against the pistols, and they found all the space, but it got dicey when Electronic found that first kill.
They are on fire on the T side.
This is the moment that Simple needs to step up. He's got this AWP out now. This needs to change for NAVI. They're down 2 rounds. CT side of map, and they're backs against the wall. They're 1 map down. Their map choice. Tournament life on the line. Defending major champions here are under the pump. Heroic. They're bringing it to him.
They haven't got a single defensive round on the map. They haven't lost in 10 ancient showings. and through the boards, boom.
They found openings before, but they haven't been able to convert. This has to be the difference maker. Another 3-on-5. Before Refresh, he was the X factor, but he's in the grave. Somebody else for Heroic to step on up.
The outlines, if they can see it in game or not.
To end and slap away this advance. Nice find from Electronic, and that's a NAVI remedy. 2 openings. Only Cadian with a chance to close. Simple says no. And that is the first. That is the first CT round for NAVI.
Try to crouch peek in
a couple more of those to start building this CT economy, build that bank up. Heroic, I think they can smell blood in the water. They're going to take a timeout. They're going to have a discussion.
Yeah, they got timeout
for Heroic here.
What are you doing, Cadian?
Exist on the mic. Get him to
Waste
third with
5,000.
Cadian.
What?
It's big choices here.
Oh, yeah. Odd finances.
In this situation, Cadian would traditionally back himself in, but it's the T side of Ancient here. I don't know how he's going to operate with an AWP if he wants to go for that type of an option. He can, right? He definitely can. But where is he going to find that opening, right? When the gun rounds have happened, the 2 gun rounds that we've seen, they've been dealt a dud hand. They've lost multiple members early. Now here it is. Cadian with his best map of the tournament, Inferno, trying to step on up and find the solution for the team. There are going to be a couple of purchases around this.
Antwerp trying to will this into a 3rd map. Heroic to spoil it all with a smile on their face while they do it.
That's the opener!
He's found it! Electronic flirting with aggression and rejected upon entry. That is a gift, Chad.
That's more than you could ask for. The opener within the first 10 seconds of the round right there. The in-game leader, he backed himself into the AWP. He found the kill he needed to, and now NAVI are the ones who have to solve this. They don't have enough money to work with in a situation like this. They haven't built the economy. They can't lose a round in this way.
And what's so punishing is that it's within the first 10 seconds. You have no answers. No answers for where Electronic used to reside and provide. So they're flying blind.
On the rookie here. I don't think we can call him that anymore.
Yeah, he's got a lot of util, Chad. I'm sure his premonition will dictate he starts dumping something soon, or will he sprint to aid what looks like a commitment into the bits. Got on in his sights, big burst, shushes Deagle, puts him down,
Forsen.
tucks him in for an early
Are you
bedtime.
eating popcorn, or are you rubbing your microphone with sandpaper? Please clarify.
Down. Time is ticking. Cadian with the power weapon. Refresh could have the round-winning play.
They're going to be so focused on the objective at hand. Retake the site. And it's Heroic who starts strong. Full explode of his mag, and he does go down for it. Punished for the spray. And this is, didn't spot it. Oh! What a turn-off! A no-scope from Simple. That was supposed to be it. That was supposed to be 12. And now the defuse coming in. Cadian asking if he can get anything going. NAVI say no. Can I see it again? Rewind the stream. Play it in slow-mo because Refresh had Simple dead to rights. For one of the highest sensitivities in the game, and it's just muscle memory destruction. The first, he's in temple, they say. Refresh, he activates, he chases, and Simple just destroys him.
Making a scene on everybody's screen. That's a heartbreaker from Simple right there.
That's like a Forsen level.
Staying alive, the orb's been saved. This one's not done yet.
What is Boomich doing? He's cooking up trouble. He's pulling out an alligator. Into the swamps of Ancient creeps an alligator. He hit a banger before. Shush on the dig, beat out Bit. Keeping it conservative, Heroic in pursuit of glory in the next. Bomb plant,
This
frags.
is so threatening here.
Oh, yeah,
He's on
shotgun.
an island.
It's just him.
He has noob shotgun though.
Oh, it's audacious. Linked, stone, poke, prod, try and keep the defenses up.
Big nade.
Scott, and again, they find the opener. Look at the damage he just did. The most effective nade, I think, this game. But it cost him his life. Does it cost him the round? Light guns. This is supposed to just be a plant. Could it really be a Heroic round? The Alligator discussed the perfect weapon. What are they doing? Charging forward and just trying to bring the fight. keineahnungking asked to do the impossible, and yeah, averts his gaze for a second. Electronic, perfect timed for the engagement. That will put NAVI in control, and what went from 0 CT rounds, we now see 3 in consecutive fashion. NAVI take the lead.
But they're so threatening. They're still so threatening here, Heroic. The fact that they're able to find this weak point, they're heading over towards A, and look, Bit, that nade was great, but he still went down without anything. There were issues in a round like this. All the kills came their way. This is Heroic playing outside of the box Counter-Strike, thinking if we catch NAVI off guard, and they almost did. Simple was blind, he looked away, lucky that he had bodyguards. His teammates were there to bail him out of a round after the heroics of his in the previous. This one's still got a couple of twists and turns left. keineahnungking back on him with another AWP. NAVI, no, they're not off the hook just yet.
Takes balls to go aggressive on a CT round with this much riding on it. Heroic know all too well. Every trick in the book from TheSeahorse in pursuit of information. He leaves empty-handed.
They know they've been tested now. Look at the change up here in this CT defense. They put the biggest gun on campus right now to deal with any of the pressures that Bit has been feeling, because they have been able to get in, and how many times are they going to be able to retake that site? Changing up the defense here, NAVI, looking for their 13, looking to take us to map number 3.
Good pace to this, flashing in, looking to test Cave. And Boomage, no issues, just re-peeks in, brings the fight. NAVI have an opener.
Lul.
And it's Down that wants to perhaps close. He's found the head of Perfecto. Walking in, walking tall, puffing up his chest, taking as much space as he can. There are flashes behind. That trajectory implies more. More on the way. Good shot out of Shush. How has he found Electronic? That keeps us level.
Can you hit one shot in the current year? What the fuck is happening?
Filling his eardrums. Boomage, how are they not? Ready!
Oh.
They are! Oh, they are! Don't worry! Shush onto the head! Back and forth, one-on-one. This is nuts. Simple. Quick transfer of power back and forth. Did he spot?
Shush has heard this.
20 seconds! Oh! He's done it! Shush with a couple
and now you don't know
scope.
Are you kidding me? He fucking
Boomage had the round in the palm of his hand. Shush, just enough time to adapt.
Same spot. You don't know.
Impressive all round, but yeah, we're tied right back up. That's how he got Electronic.
Yeah, it was a forward play for info there. And Shush using his environment to his advantage in that situation. Simple with that kill, but he has no idea where Shush has gotten off to. I don't think he knew the bomb was down. The flick was almost on point in that situation here, but both teams, the money for both teams is in a rough spot. Both can get a buy back in. Both have some omissions in the purchases. But Heroic, if they could win a round like this, they're setting themselves up to try and steal this map away and 2-0 NAVI. This is a team they've had nightmares about.
If NAVI loses this round,
but how often do you beat your nightmare in reality?
They will lose if they lose this round.
They did it once at the RMR. This might be enough to get that demon out from under their bed.
This is the crucible for Heroic here. If they pick this up, if they defeat NAVI in this fashion, a whole new chapter in the Heroic book is opened.
Oh.
And a new gear for the team that we didn't know was possible.
If you can do that, why are they always dying there? You can just peek in.
On the prowl. Nade sail in, an exchange of utility. And it might be futile because it's Perfecto who sprays down 3! Monumental when he's needed. Perfecto delivers.
It's not over.
Still problems.
He's gonna get a kill here.
Burn.
Oh!
Bird.
The fire! Sound cue!
Around?
What are you looking at, Simple?
No,
what are you doing?
Now they do, and Simple relieves the pressure valve.
Oh my god.
keineahnungking, I don't even know if you got the time for funny business. But Perfecto just stands tall on that ramp.
Looked like it could have gone out of control there as well. You could see that if he doesn't get 3 kills in that situation, they could scale onto the side. We've seen them before with a bit of pep in their step. Able to get some upgrades coming through. Bit gets himself an M4 there, and yeah, they do hold on to the AWP on the other side of things, but this is where the finances were an issue for both teams, right? The loss bonus for both teams, not great whatsoever. This is the situation for Heroic now where maybe they want to burn that final timeout, have that conversation, but here it is again, Perfecto. Shutting down 3, a massive spray down on the silent stem 4. Secures the round for his team, and they will burn the final timeout here, Heroic. The Danes know that this is still an opportunity with the saved AWP. Acadian's found an opening for them, they just need to capitalize. Nobody's really been a slouch in this one. Stoun's topping the scoreboard with 19. 14 apiece for the likes of Tessus and Refresh, 15 for Acadian and Shush with 12 to his name. But the crowd starting to get louder and louder here, knowing that NAVI could be taking us to that third.
Bro, okay.
Could bring the operative word, Chad.
Oh, this is, okay, wait, it's because it's my popcorn eating hand.
It still isn't everything.
Okay. I have to do
it. To work for this.
I tried to throw it my fingertips and not with my
NAVI on
my
Ancient.
God. You guys are amazing.
I got it.
All right, ride or die. The chips to the center. This is Heroic putting it all on the line. And just full blind electronic and bit combined. And there's another walking into his line. Acadian bringing out the big one. And a suspicious smoke blooms in front of Donut. Bit, they know he is the A player. And he's in such a prime position to disrupt. Takes down the bomb plant. 2 remain. Make it 1. Refresh gets nothing done.
Dude,
only
why is he always
with
baiting?
A slight opportunity, and the first does connect, but he won't get many more. Spots out, building the picture, and already puts another from the pack.
You can do it.
Acadian
Kill
making
the guy
something out of nothing. He's got so much time, and now NAVI start to quake in their boots. Start to think it through.
Exactly like this. Exactly
looking
like
for
this.
answers.
No, don't slow down. Don't slow down. You have to go right away. Otherwise, they know. Now they know.
And he'll keep them looking.
Oh.
They have the bomb. There is no doubt in Navi's mind as to where that bomb and the last player will be eventually.
Oh, they're pushing. They're gonna get info in 3 seconds. You gotta go fast, man.
41 HP.
He's not here. He's pushing. He's coming.
Adjusted. Acadian. Right to the scope. It's chosen incorrectly for the nade, and that's perfecto. Navi
this is why you don't buy nades as an opper.
They put a lot into that round,
that
Chad,
nade
and
just
it
cost
fell
you
flat.
your whole
Yeah, you said chips to the center of the
armor.
table here. Forced by behind the saved AWP, Acadian with almost the hero moment, almost resuscitating Heroic's T half here. That's how it started.
It's terrible.
The trade was fantastic for
buy
Acadian. The bomb getting denied it could have spelled a completely different story over towards this A site, but this means that Heroic will likely concede 15 now. Unless someone can step up. 15 more than confirmed as they look to rush B straight into Perfecto. He's found one completely blind. Down with the trade. The B bomb side open for business. Boomage to respond. He's smoked off. They can get this down.
It's threatening. Great shot. Whoa, Simple's heating up. Okay. Someone take him down. Tessus does, but the round surely ticking away. Down. He has been making some hero plays. But not today, folks. Nuke is a single round away. NAVI flustered, but they do not buckle. They came into this half, the defensive half, the favored half, and they conceded 5 on the trot. Couple of timeouts used well. Blade, the council of NAVI, putting their heads back on tight, and now it is 3 opportunities. 3 opportunities to close and secure that nuke third map. Antwerp, you fancy a third map? Light peppering. Acadian on the receiving end. Progress now. A late smoke. Very nice, and using it to great success. A lot riding on Electronic for this territory.
You got to be careful with the sound cues here on the boost. Electronic could just spam you on down through the smoke, but they will dismantle, turn their attention elsewhere. keineahnungking, that was intentional. Right, it looked like what he did right there. What's that for? That is quite truly smoke and mirrors. It's part of the mind games. The forward positions, those sound cues are more than notable.
And that might lead.
Yeah, look at this, rerouting immediately.
Okay.
They've knocked on the door of A a couple of times. They knew that Simple had moved that AWP over there, so hoping to keep them guessing right now. NAVI, they look to batten down the hatches. There's a couple of gaps to be exploited here. Heroic do have a lot of room to work with. There's no early warning system on this. Operating in the dark here. NAVI are giving a lot of room to Heroic here for what could be the final round of play.
Yeah. Nice rotation there.
Passive in nature.
Out of util and NAVI, just a couple of flashes. That's all they have to work with. Heroic have their final few pieces to put onto the board and look for this room. Surging forward now. Simple has a choice. Play behind it, play ahead of it.
Oh, good util, look. He's been denied, and now they can surge forward. Shush does clear the corner. Electronic was supposed to be the savior, and now the side is clear. The bulldozer of Heroic just flattens the defense.
Why is he wide peeking like that?
It's so satisfying to watch. Just nuanced details in order to keep the feet planted. Draw the util out. And the first of the three goes Heroic's way.
Yeah, going to force NAVI into a save here, and that's if they get to hold on to these guns. Wanting to get that AWP back, keineahnungking has been good to find some impact. Simple's already dealt with that problem, just needs to keep himself alive. Flash forward, shot, and that is beautiful from Simple. Does deny that hunt, and hopefully wards off the rest of Heroic.
That wasn't a leg shot,
Simple look to hold on to what they have. Their lost bonus bottom of the barrel here.
It was full HP.
Hard for them to get an investment going. A couple of dropped guns, likely. But somebody will go missing into the next round of play for NAVI.
That util, the smoke and the flash combo, just saw how that completely nullified Simple's contributions for the rotate.
He had two choices there, right? And the thing is, if he was there a second or two earlier, he would have pushed through. He would have played ahead of that smoke. But because of the timing, had to play behind it. The kills coming in, that A bomb site getting rumbled, even though they had two players there, that was the bigger of the issues. Now, when you have two players on the site, you expect them to be able to lock that down.
HS, Marlboro Raw.
But just wrapped upon, denied. And NAVI purchased behind these saved guns. They want to get it closed down now. They lose this round, Alex, and the final round is going to be 1900 loss bonus. They'll have nothing to work with in the last round of play. They have to win this one, or we could go to overtime.
The best opportunity to secure nuke in this quarterfinal. NAVI are mapped down. One round is all they need, but Refresh has got other plans. He's opened up the B bomb site. That was the only sticking point. Wow, Simple is on one. He is looking furious. And he's missed his chance. Will go down. And NAVI, they may have to cut their losses. Bit takes one on the way out the door, but Refresh is the one that just kicks open the B bomb site.
Yeah, massive issues here. There's no way into a round like this. 3 to survive here for Heroic. Bomb planted, already ticking away. And Refresh, you have to sing his praises. 16 kills, but the amount of times he's walked into this B site, the rounds that Heroic have won in this game, they won a 3-on-5 off of Refresh, rocking that B bomb site open. He just walked in, 3 kills previously. This time around, again, he's more than happy to take that heads-up duel against Perfecto. That's the entry they needed. Simple looked threatening there, but you can't call on him time and time again to get you a multi-kill to make these rounds possible. This is massive issues for NAVI now, and Heroic know it. Their finances are in the bin, getting broken this late on the CT side. It's a miserable place to find yourself in Heroic. They're looking fired up to take this one to overtime.
You know, we were really praising the T Hall of NAVI, Chad. They got 6 rounds. Heroic boast 8 on this T side. They just need the one more to take us to overtime, and that is a timeout. Well used. The second of the 4. Carried into overtime should we require.
The fact that they have so many timeouts left in their back pocket here shows that they haven't felt they're under the pump, but they clearly are. They have a blistering T-half from NAVI, and now Heroic are showing they can do exactly that. They pick up their first pistol round here in the series, and they go on that streak. And now, with the finances absolutely in the bin, the guns being juggled across, trying to work out how to
just crashed.
Work this buy out.
Did it stop?
The stars of the team here for NAVI look like they're all going to have rifles in hand to try and defend their honor and get this done 16-14.
Wielding the AWP and making a call that could define their result at the major. keineahnungking
it's on every
has a decision to make.
Oh.
Battle for mid-control. One out by the NAVI utility. Down, progressing early. Wants to take ledge and has done so unscathed.
This is quick.
Lots of pace.
That's a weird thing.
Lots of space. I think they identified Na'Vi were giving them room.
Russian hackers.
Hit and knock on this door of Bit. This is his chance. This is it from Bit. The first is his. The pressure's coming. The molly's down.
Yeah, Tessus might be wise to give that the time. Immediately, Na'Vi start to rejig the setup.
Oh my god.
It's telegraphed. It's apparent. But Heroic not to be underestimated. That was the last smoke Heroic have to boast. And it's time, but already this advantage. Good nade, chips away. Trying to clear, they do go down to Bit again. This is his domain on the A site.
Oh my god.
But they have managed to get a little bit of leeway.
Navi.
Flash is good, keineahnung safe. Time to pull the teeth of this 2v3 for OT. Or can Na'Vi secure nuke right here? 2 clicks of the mouse, all it requires. And Down goes down, there you go! Nuke secure! Na'Vi a test unlike anything they've seen before on Ancient.
All right.
Heroic do make them sweat. But Na'Vi here.
Nuke.
And take us to the distance.
Extending that winning streak now to 11 consecutive Ancient wins. Na'Vi, they do it the hard way. All 30 rounds, massive plays required. But it doesn't matter anymore. They're moving to nuke with a smile on their face. They have withstood the Danes. And they're back in this series.
And so is Bit. And so is Bit.
He needed that. He was tested on that A site time and time again. Finally, he stood up. There was multiple occasions where they came over towards that A site and knocked on his door, and he got one and done, if that. And this time round gets multiple kills, and they close it out. So Na'Vi sweat off the brow.
Yeah, you saw them send Simple, send Electronics, someone to help him. In the end, he just needs himself, that lovely hold for the last round of regulation, and they do secure it. My mind is awash with what the third map could look like. But before we do that, let's break down the second over at the panel.
An absolute emotional roller coaster, but Na'Vi, they survived the white knuckle ride. They were not going to let that man win streak go down without a fight, and man, Heroic, they brought more than I thought possible on that second half, but Na'Vi, they survived the brawl. That was an absolutely spectacular map, Maui.
That is the Ancient I want to see played.
Yes,
I'm starting to come around to the map. That's what I want to see. You rarely see teams take that much initiative from the individuals, and you rarely see them put together plans on the fly that are as clean as what Na'Vi and Heroic did there. That was some excellent top-tier Counter-Strike. There's a reason we build this as the marquee matchup, because it absolutely is delivering.
Yeah, and I have been sold on Navi's T side. That was the greatest question mark for me moving into this Ancient. The fact that I hadn't seen it in a while, I hadn't seen them make the difference on that half, but actually the way they mastered the tempo of that first half was so key for me. How they change from a very fast round to a slow pace. I think that most teams, when playing slow on Ancient, end up just being absolutely walled out. No way back into rounds. But somehow their entries were so crisp. When they decided to go, oof, I was convinced.
Yeah, that tempo, I love you bring out the word, the pacing, it just looks so confident and so fluid for Na'Vi as well. That was something that you were really excited to see, particularly in those post-plant situations, but actually entering into bomb sites as well for Na'Vi, beautiful stuff from them.
They are high-flying fraggers. They trust themselves so much. We got round 6 here to break down, and we will see just how Na'Vi love to enter these bomb sites. Despite the fact that the opening kill happens towards mid, we see that Na'Vi unlocks things by pushing forward deeper than so many other teams are comfortable with. Look at how much they just trust themselves to move on and take down keineahnungking, Tessus as well. As soon as Na'Vi knows that you are playing back, that is usually the strength of the CTs on this map. The fact that you can play back, play safe around those angles, but Na'Vi takes everything away from you when they want that site.
And what's interesting in terms of conditioning as well is that in this round, the timer is quite high. It's still 1 minute and 10 seconds when they actually pounce. And when they decide to slow, they punish Heroic's attempt at regaining information. And that has to be the number one condition if you're going to beat Heroic on the CT side. You want to play slow, you have to cross your teeth and dot your eyes. You have to be everywhere on the map and let them come to you. Let the clutch come to you. And that's exactly what Na'Vi did in these slow rounds.
That's something that I love about just the development of Na'Vi over the span of a few years. You know, they were so classically famed for that slow style of Counter-Strike, but the fact that they can mix that pace up as well, beautiful to watch, particularly on Ancient. We have got to give it to Mr. Electronic Electronic himself as well. Huge man, you were saying, Maniac, this is the man that we look at on the big stages. Sure, he might have been a little bit slow. There might have been a few question marks about him coming into the stage, but that LAN stage, he always is going to be delivering.
Out of all the professionals that currently are at the top level of Counter-Strike, if there is a man that I would always trust to show up in big games, it'd be Electronic. And I think he's earned that title so many times. He's had, at moments, maybe a period where he slowed down, maybe he didn't find his groove, but I guarantee you, when we hit the playoff, when we're on the stage, when the spotlights are on him, he just shows up, and it never fails. I thought this time, his year in 2022 was so slow, and it was such a fumble. I thought, surely not, but he proves me wrong another time, and he shows up with his A game again.
Yes, I mean, I think you wanted to talk about this one, Clutch. We all wanted to talk about it. This one shocked the crowd, shocked the audience.
I don't get it.
I think that Electronic has just become a stone cold killer. It's almost like he doesn't even care if there's a crowd in front of him. In fact, he probably plays better with it.
Maybe he loves it.
Likes the excitement. Yeah.
So let's try bring up round number 15, because it actually started off with a really nice spray down from Refresh, and we thought, man, like he's lined that up perfectly.
Yes.
Beautiful timing for him, but then Electronic just absolutely answers back into this one.
Yeah, round 15 is another example of the very strong Navi that never gives up. Look at this, the work being done by Electronic. Well, I think this is probably his highlight, and only in round 15.
Oh, right here.
It's just the way he moves. The fake plant with 4 seconds. 4 seconds left, and
bro,
a fake
why?
plant. And the thing is, if he
The
fakes,
molly even hit
his opponent doesn't peek, he looks foolish.
Yeah.
But he works out.
He mind controlled him. He mind controlled him. He pulled the string, and that's exactly, he made Heroic do exactly what he wanted in that round. He snuffed them out. He figured out exactly how to break that one down. I think that Heroic did a good job doing that with some teamwork, but the fact that Electronic can do it on his own, that is why he is a world-class player, and he's delivering once again in the biggest of moments.
We've also got to give it up to Bit as well, obviously, in those final moments, in that final round, doing absolute work. But the fact that you were saying, Maynard, before we were coming live, not necessarily translated, in the opening kill stats that we'll be seeing, but his ability to be making space and actually winning those duels initially, incredible stuff from the youngster.
It doesn't necessarily count as an opening kill by the HLTV definition, but the amount of time where Bit was actually the can opener into a bomb site, and so crisp in his entries. I think having a man like Bit and someone like Electronic on your squad allows you to toy a little bit with the tempo of your game, because you know that if you run down the clock and it's 30 seconds left and it's, look at this, look at the opening on Kaden, that's a freaking sniper against him. If you're Boomich, you know with 45 seconds you have a man that's able to white swing into an AWP and make the difference. Man, suddenly the tactical game of chess becomes so easy. You have so many possibilities with the explosivity of a man like Bit.
It feels like in Counter-Strike, the skill cap is infinite, but Bit is as darn close as it gets. The headshot percentage on this guy is fantastic. The way that he's able to just get... Look at that.
Come on.
Actually, you know what? Actually, it's a little worse than I thought.
I'm calling it out. I don't think that's the case. I don't think he's got 32% headshot. Is that really it's going to happen?
I'm
throwing everyone under the bus.
Yeah, okay.
70%
We'll think about that one. We'll think about that one. But either way, the fact of the matter is that Bit is so consistent with his tracking ability on top of that. Even when he doesn't get the headshot, he's constantly keeping his crosshair right there. Every burst that he uses feels like the first 4 or 5 bullets kill. Every time. I'm never shocked when I just see him track a guy that's bunny hopping through the air. It's always just, it's poetry in motion when you watch his crosshair.
We focus so much on the first half because we kind of thought that was where the narrative was going. We kind of thought if Navi is going to have such a dominant T side, surely they're just going to be absolutely trouncing over Heroic. I'm impressed with the Heroic that we saw coming into that second half. Sure, they didn't manage to close it out, but they had a few more looks than I thought possible. A lot of those down to Stan as well.
They had a couple of moments. I'm not sure if we have round 22 to play out, because I think that could have been a moment where Heroic would run away with the famous no-scope from Simple as well. And if we make the comparison between the first map, I told you, Navi, when you got them on the ropes, you can't let them escape. Look, it's the opening kill coming in from Kaden. It was mentioned by Chad at the moment. That's round 21 that we're seeing here. But Kaden had a couple of his openings, and I think that in that specific moment, when Simple pulls the no-scope, that was right there. Heroic could have broken Navi in this very moment. That's it. That's right here. They could have done it. Unfortunately, you allow Navi to come into this, and if you give them a little bit, they'll take your arm.
Yeah. You give them any breathing room, and they're back in this series. They're back in this. It is down to a BO1 now. This is where Counter-Strike becomes the most exciting. And I think at the beginning of this series, we were posing it that Cadian was coming in, map number 1, as the best opper. But I think Simple did a good job in shutting him up and putting down the villain in this series.
2020.
It's that anger and frustration you see coming out of Simple as well. I absolutely love that. You can see it reflected in the server. The fact that he can get so hyped up in those moments.
What does cast stand for?
Coming into later in that map
K
as well.
I mean, by his standards, Simple was nowhere to be found in most of this game. He took a long time to activate, but I said it's a ticking bomb. There's not going to be an entire series where Simple goes through it without having impact. That just simply cannot be. It simply isn't possible. So the fact that Heroic had this opportunity to put Simple down when he was not finding his group, I thought they have to seize it. It's right here, right now. And then around after, of course, he hits the no-scope. Makes me eat my word. And then I know, from that moment on, I know he's online. And that might just be it.
And this series has been delivering in spades, and of course it is going to come down to that third and final decider map. We're going to nuke, ladies and gentlemen, in a series that has delivered so much, and it's going to be
It's art. PGL.
Esports is what we live and breathe. For us, it's more than a game. It's a reality, where a group of letters can mean everything. Where Mirage is a place for bombs, battles, and glory. Not an illusion. Where the true heroes are those in front of the screen. GG bet. This is real.
Nialmo, Favala, McLovin, Cheverly, Vanilla Candle, STVB, the Gifted Sub, Mickey, BC, and Poby, Packshake, Aerododa, and Sega Mode. Thank you, boys. Welcome and welcome back, boys.
To the champions.
What does that look like, Valorant? What spine? Alright, so they're gonna go knife round on this one, right?
The wait
to decide who starts which side. Whoever loses this knife round
you to grab your
loses the
and
series.
Watch greatness unfold.
Whoever starts
at
terrorist
the PGL Arlington
loses the series. 100%. Forsens law. Objective truths.
The music of the RMR repeating itself to a slightly different tune, but it does come down once again to the final verse of Nuke. We cannot understate how much is on the line for both Na'Vi and Heroic coming into this. Major life hangs on to this third and final map. I cannot wait to be diving into this one, Maui.
This is why we're here, to see big games unfold. Heroic pushing Na'Vi in a way that so many people counted them out. I would be shocked if more than 30% of fans picked in their pick'ems Heroic to advance. That would be unbelievable to me if you even see a third of them. But Na'Vi are now here on their third map, being challenged in a way that nobody at Stockholm could.
I cannot help but wonder how Heroic are feeling right now. They were flying so close to the sun on that second map. They could almost taste it. They could almost feel it. They were seconds, rounds away from pushing Na'Vi out of the tournament, doing something they had never been able to do over the months. But now they have to do it all over again.
Yeah, and you know what? Selfishly, so glad.
We don't care.
Yes.
We don't care.
Yeah, I don't care
Give
about
me all the rounds.
down there on the stage. Yeah, I want all the OTs. Give me all of it, because this has been a series that has delivered on so many levels. So what are you expecting to be delivered coming into Nuke, seeing as we did see it playing out in
Heroic seems like a safe bet
in incredibly different conditions.
If you were to.
Look, the main takeaways from that fantastic map that was played at the RMR is obviously the force buy battle at the very beginning of the first half that Heroic ended up winning. It was very taxing mentally, but they pulled ahead.
Man.
Then we can talk about the T side, we talk about the momentum they had, we can talk about the liability from Bit, which has been a hero in this game. It was a 0 on that game.
Bit was not doing well the last time these two teams faced off. His ramp holds were in question. In fact, they were hurting his team, which is something you rarely get to say about Bit. Usually the star of this roster, a consistent rock on that side of the map, always delivering 2 kills, always getting 1 peeling off, but no, he was going 1 for 1 very frequently. In fact, he gave up ramp completely in some of the rounds. He wanted to back all the way back into B, and that is something that Heroic abused. They knew how to take that space away from Na'Vi, and they knew how to open up the entire map because Bit was having a bad day at the office. But today, it looks like he's come to play.
Yeah, it definitely does. Of course, we could just see the teams getting ready there, all pumped up in comfort and style in the secret lab chairs up there on the stage. But moving into this one, I want to kind of throw it back, as you were saying, you know, to looking at the sample size we do have on that map of Nuke at the RMR. TheSeahorse, the man to really be standing up for the side of Heroic. Of course, we've seen some flares of hope from him, but what are you particularly looking for Heroic to be doing if they want to pull up an absolutely incredible upset?
Well, it's great you mentioned TheSeahorse, because he was the hero of that game on Nuke as well. Sometimes he would just pounce from that main area, a little bit a la Electronic, a la Rain, if you want to pinpoint the profile of players. It's about pressure all across the map, and then suddenly there's a timing that's been found, coming in, multi-kills galore. He was able to do that at the RMR. Is he going to be able to deliver that same kind of performance here?
And for keineahnungking, he had a fantastic map 1, shut up the crowd completely, maybe even made some fans. Map 2, though, saw him cool off a little bit. He cannot slow down here. If he wants to have a chance at beating the reigning champions, then he needs to deliver. If he can be that X factor like he was the last time these two teams faced off, he had a fantastic clutch on the T side in that lower site. If he's able to pull that off again, then Na'Vi need to be worried, because he manhandled them on Inferno.
They're over-analyzing this.
As simple as it is.
Whoever wins the knife round gets to pick the side
an individual liability,
start
if you will, if you were to compare him before this series to the biggest snipers out there, the Shiro, the Simples, the Zywus of this world, would never give him the time of day. We'd say, yeah, he's a great IGL, but, you know, individually speaking, he's going to fall out. He's never going to be able to hold his ground. But he's doing it right now. He's the highest rated player for Heroic. Even on Ancient, he was finding these opening kills. He was instrumental. He could make such a statement for his career and his development right here.
Well, we're going to see exactly how it does go down. We're going to see if the villain of the Sports Parlay can take it against the reigning champions of the CSGO Major. Man, Alex, Chad, I am so excited to be diving into this Nuke. How's it feeling down there?
Oh yeah, exactly the same as you, Freya. I'm vibrating with excitement because we have our third map right around the corner. Antwerp, you ready for a third?
I died.
That is a yes. That is a yes, and I hope you are too, Chad.
For right.
Nuke, a real delectable treat here to see our team into for the third and decider. Na'Vi getting to start on the CT side of this. Heroic to take the fight to them, and the T sides of both have been pretty tidy throughout. Julie's up before, scooped up, 2 pairs, Perfecto and Boomich wielding those. Very light utility for this pistol for Heroic. Squeaky blown off.
I fucking knew it, and he's just gonna spray it. Spray and fucking spray.
Refresh does nothing. The Julie's only the one. This is great for the T-side start. NAVI have to recover and retake.
Why would you jump down there on the door?
Wide open now, and so many opportunities for the T's to engage in some form of unison.
This is winnable,
Elevations adopted
this
as well.
This is very winnable.
Bomb's already halfway ticked here. Some real problems for NAVI.
Lobby, maybe the go sign, maybe they're waiting for electronic, but he's taking his sweet time. Coming in from main. Already very little to celebrate for NAVI. Heroic looking for a clean sheet and change with a couple of USB headshots.
Go. No time, run.
But their fate is sealed. Bit the last to fall, takes another head with him. But that's Heroic taking their second pistol of the series.
Open and closed by keineahnungking here. He dropped in top of main, gets the opening kill to kick this one off.
Why
and
is
just split towards that top side. So picking up where he left off has had some good impact in this series.
Survive the round.
Might not be loved by everybody in the arena here, but his team are loving him right now. The impact the in-game leader has had is beautiful.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, you heard Matthew on the desk. I couldn't echo his sentiment anymore. Maui as well. I mean, stating the obvious perhaps, but everyone expecting this to be a good game, a close game, a NAVI game.
Well, they force ball in, true to form here. Smoke wall up. Refresh to stretch his legs behind these. NAVI responding to this immediately here too. Famous is in the mix. This is actually a tidy looking second round buy for NAVI.
It is, especially if you can get yourself a frag in the opener. And Simple puts himself in prime position to collect. Multiple bodies, gets info and gets away. Simple needs help. Calls for backup. Doesn't need anybody else. It's only Simple. And the nades combined, it will tag up Tessus. There is the backup we discussed. Electronic has to respect the flames, and now it's Tessus' chance to use that. But he just punishes them both. The CTs demand respect and control of the low site. They have the bomb, and they, more likely than not, have repelled the Heroic second round conversion.
Gap here.
Bit of a gap, bit of a gap.
He's got time. This round is not done just yet. 40 seconds left on the clock, 2 to 5, knows where the bomb is. Boomich sustained a lot of damage here in the rotation. He is hearing the footsteps of Perfecto as well, so a good idea where both of these players could be residing right now. This would be massive for Stown to make his mark in the server early. 30 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Step it up. Decision to make.
He's gonna take the bomb and he's gonna retreat up.
Where that bomb lies, an intermittent
kill the guy event.
You have no time.
Of time being on their side as they both.
Oh my god.
Synchronicity, moonwalk to decon. He's got to cross, but how is he supposed to
go
plant?
up? Maybe.
Right
Obviously, they're both
here. Of them, and they will collect. NAVI started by Simple, ended by Perfecto. They have immediately wrestled back control of this game.
Well, the desk was just talking about the Force by Wars. Let's see how long this goes on. 1-1, and of course, Heroic are going to bounce back in with one of their own. 2 drop Famouses in that previous round. As we're getting the shirts off, it's getting hot in here.
The Heroic corner.
Not many of them. I had a Dane in an Astralis jersey come up to me and say, we're going to be cheering for NAVI. So even the Danes are against Heroic in the arena right now.
Why?
Saving an AK and getting a Galil into the hands of the CTs now. A bit of a line peppering towards the main position. Held at bay, and now keineahnungking's AK is noted. So that information is in the favor of NAVI. They
Why do people
be a little bit more careful how they play their trade.
Didn't I play Counter-Strike with him at one
Utility
point?
is scarce right now for Heroic as well, so they're going to have to try and do this through bodies. And the desk discussed last time around the liability that was Bit. Well, he's going to get some help early here, and in this type of position, he needs to be good for at least one.
I think I played Counter-Strike with him like 6 years ago or 7 years ago or something.
Deployed. Not going to hit that mark here, so a bit of a flub out of Heroic.
Yeah, and limited resource. And that's the AK gone without a single bullet. Connecting Bit to be tested. He is being run down. Meets down, but NAVI have a 2-man advantage as well as the weaponry. This investment out of Heroic, they need the plant to stop them.
Pompous bad guy.
On the plate. And Doors engaged, but Shush hits his heady. Stown. Mission changes now. Damage, the name of the game.
Bro, this is Counter-Strike.
He has a good idea that there's multiple players
here. How is he the bad guy?
Heard some footsteps.
Back in my day.
Time again for Stown, but this one is very, very difficult with the Deagle in hand.
Yeah, Shush has caught one. Stown the same. Anything more Here's a bonus.
They're giving him so much room, enough rope to hang himself right here. He needs to go down.
Yeah, he's actually going to start making a lot of noise. Just kill me. Just kill me. And they will oblige.
Just kill me.
Some pistol upgrades for NAVI. Smile on the face and a little bit of breathing room.
Heroic have had some woes throughout this event on Nuke. We've actually casted a couple of their games. We saw their Spirit match was an upset loss. Like we caught that one. It didn't look great. And early stages was these buys that they were going for time and time again. But the fact they didn't get the plant there and they only get 2 kills, it is likely now just to see them be humbled in a scenario like this. So NAVI have done enough. They respond to the early aggressions of Heroic here. And now we look to post NAVI's third. Now, some of the question marks about Bit, we need to keep an eye on him. Now, there's plenty of options of how they can bolster the ramp position and help out.
Why are they going top with fucking blocks?
AWP to deter them from trying to hit that territory in later rounds here.
Just got caught off there.
Yeah, look, a little bit caught off guard, but this push is coming through, and yeah, that's a bit confusing, but it works out. Simple gets the kill.
And he's going to get away if he's not careful.
40 damage.
They just dip away, as does Simple. It was all part of the plan.
Well, Electronic... okay. Simple, I naded you. I guess you could have the AK instead, mate. Try and use this one at range as it gets an opportunity now. Oh, okay, Electronic down.
So that must be a subset of Bogdan's Law.
Okay, there's a new one.
It's like
chapter
the second clause of Bogdan's Law in his thesis.
Does it only work if your name's Simple?
Exclusively, as it currently stands. If you nade me and they're on a light buy, you boost me and give me the AK. It's a bit of a long paragraph, but it is there.
Okay, well, as long as we're sticking to the fine print.
What the fuck?
We're going to get into the juicy rounds now. Heroic, they get to set a bit of a tone here. And as mentioned, their nukes so far in this event, they have been wobbly. It's not filling me with a lot of confidence here for the Danes to be able to push this NAVI roster, which was once their absolute home turf, where they made a name for themselves.
Yeah, but there's none quite as potent on this map than NAVI.
They've been leaning away from it, which is curious here. Squeaky blown off. Stown held at bay by some defensive utility. Multiple incendiaries there piped in towards that squeaky door room. Don't want to allow him to walk out the door and get down that vent. So holding them at bay and forcing the yard smokes out now. Heroic are going to try and look for space elsewhere.
Bit of chip damage unconfirmed as the smokes completely obscure Electronic. It's just his understanding and his intuition now for when to spray, when to click. Nothing connects. Caged though by a smoke from the CTs. They choose to disrespect it silently.
Now this is the man you want towards the lower side of things to deal with this. Get one and away. A repeat is likely here as territory is taken at least here for the Danes.
Yeah, they're gonna flash this.
Second component of this will determine where they want to finish.
Yeah, Simple's just keeping himself warm.
They're gonna flash this, right? Forsen. Oh, boosted.
This is one way to counter it. What a shot!
Get
set up for success.
Fuck out of here!
Pantsed in the low sight.
Great boost, man.
And activating straight into Stown. He was parked in on the hut.
Why would you jump down?
Chase down, committed on the drop. Bit on ramp does put one down.
30 seconds.
But Stown still stands vigilant.
Bomb's in lobby here.
Where do they get it?
NAVI don't know this, and there's nobody from Heroic near the bomb.
What is going on here?
Now they do. Electronic spotted it. The round's going to change.
He's screaming, I have the bomb, and they've got 15 seconds.
He drops a smoke. It might be over.
It might be over. All of that for nothing. Stown is watching in dismay. They're just rushing through. What else can they do? NAVI, solve it. Absolute glory.
Oh my God.
As they just watch as the fourth round comes to them.
Then it's gonna die.
Until Sarah dies after time. Texas, that one's gonna sting.
$0.
The smile on the face from Simple here, I think that says it all. He gets flatlined to kick off the round. And they still pull it back to fly in the ointment.
Yeah, that's a timeout.
It was heroic.
Texas has a Glock and $0, Chad. He couldn't buy a Haribo if he wanted to.
Oh, dearie me. Okay, well, that one is going to sting right there. And a timeout taken here from Heroic. This one is really going to start to mount. 16-14 on Ancient. How close that was. They could have taken it 2-0. And now stomaching a round loss like that. They were not the errors that we saw Heroic making on maps 1 or 2. No. They were the details that they were taking care of. They were looking fantastic. They were looking tidy. They were looking as a unit. And here, dropping the ball in what should have been their round. One way to get on the board early here on the T side after the Force by Wars had concluded. So they will have to stomach this one, Heroic. Tessus, that one is going to sting. But yeah, as soon as he runs through the hut position and he sees the bomb down, they know that the round is in their
No
favor.
one
It becomes
got
about defending the bomb.
Some people
So
in
fantastic
chat
work, and
were
look at
just
this.
sent to
Not
a
the type of round you
re-education
expect to be
camp.
winning when the AWP
Glory
gets
to the
dismantled
People's
towards the lower
Republic of
side.
China.
And just a little
Anything
glimmer
else
of real raw
is
emotion there on the
misinformation.
face of Simple.
If you spread false facts, you will be
Inferno
sent
into a
there
close
too.
ancient, you really
Glory
did
to China.
have that
Glory
shot
to
whistle
China.
past your ear of
Glory
2-0,
to China.
and they are coming to the domain of Bit. Can he find his feet? He does do exactly what's required of him. Get the kill, survive, do not put weapons into enemy hands, and now it's Electronic to take everything away from Heroic in this round. A light buy, conservative in nature, Kevlar, some pistols, a little bit of map control. They have ramp and it's being respected. Tough one for Electronic. Oh, wow. Does that fall? Can he?
Don't. What
no,
the fuck are you
Boomich answers the
doing?
question.
Well bodyguarded there.
Go
The bomb
back.
is still on the back here of Shush.
Give it
They
some
can break it
time.
towards this
Take his
lower side. They
fucking
might be able to get the
weapon.
bomb down. It's just the one man here to defend.
Why
Got
would
the
you
first
go out
completely
like
blind.
that?
I'm sure he'd love to see his opponents. As Bit peers out, the AK spams away. He's being run through and the rotations are coming, but Bit's going to handle this. Shush is in the grave and Cadian too. 5-1 now. Na'Vi stretching their legs
What
here.
did I tell you, chat? What did I tell you? Win the
Dominant
knife round,
But
win the
issues,
game.
right? Because
You.
Tessus went down after time, Na'Vi know this too, that his money with the loss bonus is not going to be where he needs it to be. So
Right.
he will have to have a bit of an omission in the buy. You've got a couple of choices. You get a Galil, you get a MAC-10. Well, neither sound as good as an AK-47. So Heroic into this round are going to be relying on the in-game leader, Acadian, with his signature weapon here as the crowd getting louder and louder.
Signature weapon.
Remember, this is the
Yeah, you
boogeyman
kill
for Heroic.
instantly.
Na'Vi are their absolute worst nightmare and they're feeling it now.
Wait, where is he aiming?
Pressure
with
into
that?
the yard's position. Simple. He wants to put Heroic right back onto the back foot. With an early blow. And that's the end for Refresh. Meets his maker. Look at the aggression they're flirting with. I mean, it might have to be Cadian. It might have to. What are you supposed to do now? Look at the audacity out of Simple.
Lots of talking from Simple here as well.
What?
Nothing decided just yet. Number advantage. Just under a minute left on the
Where
clock.
the
Smoke's
fuck
up
is
the
he
fade.
there now?
Right, clustered together here, but
Oh,
here's
but
the
this-
next one.
This
Shadow
is,
spotted, barrel spotted, Electronic.
they're just going to assume it was clear after Simple already had a load. But no.
Feels limp, feels like they have to save. Look at the time. What are you meant to do right now? There's no way forward, no way back.
What a shutout. What a shutout.
This is scary now that this is the way the game started, with a couple of unforced errors coming their way, and now when they're looking for room, they're getting dismantled one at a time.
Yeah, don't go peek. 19
Heroic
seconds.
struggled against Ents on Nuke. They had a hard time
it's
against
not good
Spirit
weapon.
on Nuke. The T-sides were a problem in both of those games. And here they are the ones who opted to take it to Nuke, as Boomich has opted to take it away. Look at this from him. The timing is perfect. Gets one in the side, does get traded out, but that takes a lot of potency away from the next round of purchases.
Where's Electronic's weapon got off to?
He was looking for the AK that was on the body of Shush, but Tessus actually came over and picked that up because he only had a MAC-10. So it's the little details right there, but they will get the guns back in everybody's hands. And cash starting to swell for Na'Vi now. They're in a very good position. Lost bonus, maxed out for Heroic. They can keep the purchases coming through, but remember, they need to get the plans
But
to
at
give
what
themselves the
cost?
bonus cash.
We haven't seen signs of a threatening post-plant from Heroic yet. Bar the pistol.
It's the pistol, that's it. And they lost the force fight to the two Famouses. That was where Simple had two big kills down towards the lower side.
Speak of the devil, look at this. He's already on the polar opposite in pursuit of the same. Refresh knows the pain. But it might be Cadian to be boosted into the line of sight. This is a familiar Heroic opener.
Oh, that's gonna work
Signature
versus
move.
up.
Is Simple been watching his demos.
Oh!
One to the thigh, but Cadian does thrive.
Get the fuck out of here.
Superstar down, and so is the team.
Quick response
to the
here from
low
Na'Vi.
side. They are here on force. In numbers and position, Tessus meets Boomich. He needs more now.
Let's
Needs to
get
tap
this
these
round
heads,
there.
these pesky heads. Slipping into the sight under his crosshair. He's only got a few bullets left. Oh, and it's enough! One left in the chamber. Boomich beheads. Bomb retrieval mission. Smoke up. You've got time on this. Trying to disappear. The door does not swing open. Electronic restrained. Forced away. Boomich immediately springs to action. Gets that info. Cadian is hoping to capture rotate.
Power position.
This could be everything. Look at that. A little smoke out of Electronic. And he leaps to his death. As Bit plucks him from the pack, it's only shush. At least a bomb plant, Chad, but he needs more. He needs it now. Electronics ahead, and the spacing's perfect.
What are you, where are you jumping, man?
NAVI starting to smile.
Huh?
They know this is feeling very comfortable.
Where was he jumping?
Business as usual. Regular, everyday, scheduled programming for a NAVI CT side. It even started with an opener.
This is the thing. How many rounds are you going to get Simple as the opening kill? It's happened twice now, and they haven't been able to convert either of them. That's not going to happen every day of the week. The fact that they've been able to get that and still not get into the rounds is testament to how deep this NAVI roster goes. This is some issues here for Heroic. If you get the opener and you're not converting, you are in hot water.
Something is wrong, yeah, for sure. NAVI have really put a leash on this Great Dane. And again, the battle for first blood. This time, one out by Stown. They have to be able to convert this one, Jack. And Simple immediately makes it 4-on-4. Cadian was assuming. Shush, zooming. How is he there already?
Slipped the net for a moment. This is the next fight on the plate. How many can Boomich get?
Yeah, he's been known to multi-kill.
Barrel spotted.
Oh, beautiful. Tess is ready, and now NAVI counting on Perfecto. Oh! Through the flashbang! He prevails with the double. Bit, they scream as they check the scoreboard.
If they lose this, they need to just forfeit.
The ramp player. Heroic's best opportunity since the pistol. Just one man stands in their way, and the clock is ticking every second in favor of them. Info is the name of the game, and Stown is the one to close. 3 kills out of him. A bit of a correlation forming.
Yeah, the post plans there that they had adopted were fantastic. That was a very difficult round for Bit to win. Heroic take care of business. They get themselves back on the board. The 7-round streak comes to a close. NAVI can still buy. There's no issues in the finance department for round number 10. Heroic are going to need to pull something off like that again, and it was much more of a pack mentality. They all went towards yard behind the smoke wall, and they traded well. Got a second timeout called. And if they can get themselves up to 5 on this T half, that's going to be pretty damn good going into their CT defense.
Wow. Stown has more frags than 3 members of Heroic combined here at round 10.
Well, he's the superstar out of Heroic. He's the man who needs to step on up and take the pain, take the fight to NAVI. Would love a 2IC, a second in charge here. Plenty of names that can be thrown into that list, especially on a map like Nuke. Safe pairs of hands, a lot of these rifles. That's the thing with Heroic. There's so many skilled rifles here.
Did you see it? Wait, no one in chat saw it. Wait, I was the only one who saw it?
Look at the intent in his
You didn't
eyes.
see it?
It is again
It was
Simple that
Forsens
wants to go
Sluss.
walkabout. He's got this support structure in place. The nades running in.
We've seen this one before. Different
the
look from
many
Heroic.
pages,
This is a different look from Heroic here.
They're coming to test you.
It's on
Force you
Perfecto.
into Perfecto.
How did you not see that? How was I the only one
And
who saw
already
it?
the frags come through. 2 required out of Bit.
getting
And he
old,
does
Chad.
get him. A hard laboured spray, and Tess is not allowed to reload. That is another NAVI round. Heroic. Is that the sign of a team that's run out of ideas, or was that just another attempt?
They were hoping to play with the rotations there. They were hoping to play with the rotations in NAVI, but the rotations for NAVI were perfect. How many bodies did they just have on that top side? Bit's the ramp holder. He's there getting multiple kills in towards that A site. NAVI read that one like an absolute book. The aggressive yard play meant they didn't need to worry about it, right? It meant that they could put an extra body there. There was a gap, it was ramp, but they knew it.
No, I
You
took
can't
my
be
pills.
strong everywhere, and NAVI hedged perfectly here.
Wow, 8 already.
Pace change again.
Very, very scary for Heroic, but they still smile and charge. Leading the pack was refreshed, was past tense, because Boomich is here, and so is Electronic. Another opening for NAVI, and it's horrible. It's
destroyed. I told
catastrophic
you.
for Heroic.
Start CT. You win the whole series.
If it's not Stown laying down the law, who is it?
It's happening so quickly. We're already about to find ourselves at a 9-2 scoreline. These three remaining want to try and rip this one away, but what are they meant to do? They use the utility to try and get towards topside. They have been absolutely denied from NAVI here.
And now you find yourself where the round started. 2 players gone. Half your nades gone. I mean, you really are pulling at straws to find a way in.
Pulling at straws.
Tessa's got to have pixel perfect precision.
Yeah, trying to make something out of nothing here.
On the placement of that.
They're going to wait for this one to start to fade and drop their own. The avenue of assault, the vent. That is where they're hoping to find a gap right now.
Through the skylight.
Perfecto can deny this.
It's all about when he chooses to engage. Just shy, heroic, looking for trouble, looking for blood.
That is a good boost. Kill him.
Right on time, the wallbangs distract, and NAVI give them nothing.
But take from
nothing.
them.
That's heard.
And now they will start to fall, topple at the hands of Electronic. And nothing to celebrate.
What
NAVI
the fuck am I watching?
Absolutely nothing. Table scraps for Heroic. They got 9 though on the board already, Chad, and the half is not done.
This is looking like peak NAVI when they were the best on nuke, right? That they could not be touched on nuke. This is when NAVI would just stall everybody out with the CT sides alone. Remember the astonishing games that they would have where they would just close the door, the CT wall would come up. There's no way forward.
There it was
I mean,
again.
this is the conversation we used to have. We'd say, okay, would you like to go to
right,
Simple
chat.
and Electronic?
Never
would
doubt
you like to go to
gamer.
Bit? You know, I mean, make your choice because all of them suck.
But they're not testing Bit here, and that was the conversation that Desk had. Bit having a rough go of ramp.
Here's Electronic. Him and Simple. Not to be trifled with on the yard position. He reads them so well. Tess is caught out in the smoke. There is one back. That AK invested in by the leader. He is trying to take matters into his own hands now.
Bomb down, loose towards that top side. Just running on out. Stown gets taken by Perfecto, 2 to find now. There was a small window of opportunity, but Stown giving up his life, dropping the bomb. They can fortify this. Simple now has the cross covered off.
Yeah, this is perfect from Simple. He's in the right place.
Oh!
Jiggle out.
Oh,
goes
no.
wide on it. Cadian has baited the shot of Simple. And shush with the slam dunk.
Great team play. They know exactly when to bait for their mates. Every single time.
2v4 would be one way to do it here.
Oh, this would be the kindling
every single fucking time.
Certainly quite the remix if they can find it. Oh, he's heard. And that's brazen from Boomich. He goes straight to it like a moth to the flame. A Boomich to the scope. And Cadian just completely caught off by that one.
Taking care of business right now, 10-2. Nothing's going to stop NAVI here. What can Heroic change? They're running out of ideas. This is going to be the third tactical timeout call to try and change things up. You can see them looking back, having the conversation with Exist. Needing to work out, can there be a solution? The half's not done yet. If they can salvage 4, maybe 5, their CT half not going to be snuffed at. They can get themselves back into this game, but right now it's one-way traffic. NAVI are undeniable so far in this third first half.
Play very passively.
Everybody's stepping up in the conversation about how long could you keep Simple quiet. Well, still, he's at the bottom of the scoreboard. Electronic continues to have a banger over series. 17 kills for him already. Bit with 12, 10 for Boomich, 9 for Perfecto, and Simple with only 7. He hasn't even been needed.
Ostro, Gothic, and Jigas, Genjuk for 2 years. Pew! Journey badges.
NAVI have that air about them again, Chad. Just their presence on the CT side, it does look and feel like the final boss is back.
So long, Game Bowser.
Running back through the flames. They wanted to do a top pop.
Why?
Refresh was looking for some space, but running back through the flames, through the fire. He goes down, and an opening kill given up again. NAVI are set here for 11. They just have to convert 4 more frags. Heroic are caught chasing their tail, looking for space. Tessa's trying to do something, trying to get them some room, and he's been chipped away through the smoke. What can they do? They can't do anything right now.
This is horrible for Heroic. You know, to feel so powerless in a game you play so much. It's a rarity, but they really cannot get anything going at the hands here of NAVI. Simple just looking for a couple of gimmies. slips off, and it's Shush that's starting to find some headshots.
Go heaven, go heaven, go heaven.
That is one of the many required. keineahn's got something to be said about Perfecto, and he has managed to slink behind. Oh, spotted out by Boomich, and it's Simple that will miss the shot.
No!
Legged, looking for damage, gets nothing done, and Shush just the one. 11 for NAVI. This is a CT haul any team would bite your hand off for in a third map of a quarter-final here at the PGL Major. Live from Antwerp 2022, and our reigning champions
11-2.
sitting comfortable. I'm talking silk for the pillow they currently reside upon. 11-2.
Last ditch attempt for Heroic now. They're going to fall by into the next. This one here is making the best of a bad situation. This is miserable. They've been suffocated here. The rounds they got those opening kills on Simple, I bet they wish they converted those.
That's true too.
Boomich is denying this. Look at his forward space. Flash
I
stop.
like
He's going
that
to give away his forward
positioning.
position with the spam. We'll have to reload. They're coming through.
Oh, this is not bad. He's so blind. Maybe Shush has given him a way in, but they're not ready for Perfecto.
Yeah,
Up
come
for
on,
just
turn
the one.
around.
A double spray out of Electronic.
What the fuck?
Stubborn as always. Heroic have to deal with Simple to find their third. He's dancing on the vents. He's hit them before, but not today. Stown's still there, and he goes for it again.
This is what I'm talking about, overconfidence.
They do find something right
They
at
have
the
to
tail end, and
play
it still smiles for them.
super chill on
But
CT
for,
side now.
dare I say it, Chad, it is compulsory if we want a
Because they
competitive
think they are
noob.
the
Yeah,
shit.
they can grab
And
this.
by
They can
I
give
mean
themselves
Simple.
4 rounds here. Going into that second half, they get the pistol, right? They won the pistol in this map. They just weren't able to convert the follow-up, right? So there's definitely been a shift in the tide as far as the
Just
pistol
don't
rounds are
give
concerned.
them a free op.
And this team isn't giving up yet. Hope dies last. As
They are
the buy for NAVI is
leaking
brittle
money.
at best. Simple will get back his weapon of choice, but Electronic and Bit, they've got some ambitions in the buy, and they're two of the biggest names. Top of the scoreboard right here for NAVI. I'm going to have to operate with a little.
Oh, wow. I just watched Refresh go down in the opener again. He's having
Nice
a
shot.
screamer. Nade arrived, so did the MP9 spray, and that MP9 is working wonders in Electronic's hands. He's already nearly killed 2. Stown is now walking funny. Bogdan's law
So did
prevails.
your mother.
And a 4-on-4 final round, third map.
What is Bit meant to do with this?
Just defend an entire part of the map with a IKEA pistol.
12 bullets. Going to have to have a lot of efficiency out of those. Forced back by maybe Util alone. More flashes. Molly's come through. The sound cues are there. Space to be taken here. Minute on the clock. Heroic would love to get this 4th round. They need to get this 4th round, and there's no way back.
Electronic has
He's gonna get 2 kills.
decided he really wants to make it clear. There is no way in for Heroic. Double kill out of Electronic. A forward position, but information relayed and time rotting off that clock. What is that with the CZ? Bit pokes his head up at his hidey hole and says goodbye to keineahn in that dream of a 4th T round. Distant now. And it's Bit again to fall. He's been found out. Tess has paid a bit of a heavy blood price for the first of the 1v3.
Just has to plant. He has to give himself a chance in this. Digits punched in.
They respect it. They want to strike together. Take the jump. Engage with one. Can he do it again? The 180. Just the 90.
One bullet.
Oh, 1 bullet's not enough.
That would have been psych and sick.
Simple giving him a bit of a parting gift right here. You can't see it, but I'll let you know he hard-loaded a couple of mags right there into Tess's body before the defuse gets converted, making sure they remember this. Map 1, it was Heroics. Map 2 could have been Heroics. 16-14, close as you like. Right now, NAVI rubbing salt in the wound, 12-3. A masterclass on this CT side, scattered with a couple of Heroic rounds. But just 4 more now for NAVI to convert to put themselves in the semi-finals to take on Ents.
Boomich just given his last pep talk, making sure everybody is in sync.
Pep talk.
Because I mean, NAVI know as well as we do. 12-3 is great. Winning the pistol almost seals Heroic's fate. So a lot riding on this one, Chad. The playing field doesn't get much more level than a pistol round.
This is a must right now. As cliche as it is, this is the truth for Heroic here. They stare down the barrel of a momentous task. You need to mount round after round on this CT side.
Remember what I said, Heroic. No pushing, just play passively.
Simple mission accomplished.
You will
Spotted
win.
some info there.
Some rounds, maybe.
Sees the leg.
Because they're rushing. Look how they're rushing ramp. Full confidence.
They can bound straight into ramp. Nice click out of Tessus.
Play safe.
It's down already, met that P250, but it's down. Tessus is looking to come up huge for Heroic when they need him most. The CTs. Oh, Tessus!
All right.
How do you get 3? He was alone in the site and takes the majority of NAVI out of the round. Electronic and Boomage, though. The bomb is ticking. Against the odds, NAVI counting on Electronic here, and he's gone. Heroic, the first of an incredibly long and arduous journey if they want to advance.
They're not out of hot water just yet. You know what that plan means. Likely to see the NAVI purchase here. Bomb goes down, extra money to work with. It'll be very threatening.
11-3 is normal.
Right? Do you want to take a save, know that you get a full man into the next, or do you want to destroy Heroic? Do you want to embarrass them here? Do you want to blow them out of the water with a single-digit victory on the board? There's a lot of options available.
When you say it like that, I feel like the answer is clear.
Yeah, well, this one isn't the give your star the biggest gun and let him work. This one here has a bit more of a team element about it. NAVI looking to get this one done with pace as a unit, as a group. Squeaky to be blown off.
Yeah, there's a distinct lack of incendiaries. They went for M4s instead. They won't be able to hold them at bay. They can kick open the door here. NAVI flooding in.
You see how they're rushing every round?
Just the one. It's getting scary now for Heroic. Already NAVI occupy the side. Across the face, he's hit.
Rightfully so. Get the fuck out of here.
Heroic running out of players. The one way down. It's calling upon Cadian and Tessus. But NAVI, they read it perfectly. They take the hero play. Maybe Tessus can find one of his own. Simple foils that plan, and Cadian reluctant as he readjusts.
See how dejected he is in this situation. That was their round. But with a crash and a bang, it all comes tumbling down for Heroic here.
4 M4s? At least 3.
How did this
Heroic,
happen?
they brought all of the big guns.
But this is the thing with NAVI and Force. Traditionally, it's drop a couple of AKs and let the AKs work. This was them showing something different. It was a team-based top pop. They just went hard. They flew up and Squeaky. They run on in. And you pointed out the utility. Without those incendiaries to slow them down, the protocol utility, top is a feast for any of those pesky pistols. They run on in, they dismantle the defense, they get the bomb down, and they convert. They even grab themselves 3 M4s.
Did they stand?
Oh, wow. Heroic's own weapons could be used to seal their fate against them here.
Felt like no one was
Third map, final quarter-final, our semi-finals set upon the conclusion of Nuke.
Yeah, red carpet rolled out now. This is NAVI's map. This is NAVI's series. This is NAVI's crown.
Still on their brow for now. Aggression. It's been working for NAVI. Will it work for Stone?
No.
Oh, he's been spotted. Betrayed by his backpack. Gets away from it. In pursuit of answers arrives Cadian on the scene.
Bro, please check the red box, man. You know they're there.
Give his team a manageable scenario, and Cadian does put 2 downrange. This is set up now for Heroic to find something back, a response to the Tech9 topside hit. 2 to the good for Heroic. Objective, stop that plant.
They should be able to win this one.
Made here, bit the tail of the attack.
Because they're so fucking spread out now.
This is really spicy. They're in the right places initially. Tessus is going to have a lot on riding on that, and yeah, nice shot out of Simple. He knows where he is as well. Oh, Cadian's down, and the bomb will have safe passage. A 3v5. The force by Heroic, putting it all on the line for this.
Force by.
And it's just 5-7s. A good shot. Quick return out of bit. First of the round puts him up to 15, and it's just refresh and Stown. They don't have a kit, Chad. Time is ticking. Time is ticking.
Ticking on and on, everybody's rushing.
Bit's going to be the first contact. It's his responsibility. He makes a lovely hole. He's playing the meta game here, but they hit the shot somehow. Simple to come up clutch, a 1v2. Spraying bodies, now he needs to spray them on the 10-second defuse. That'll do nicely. Mission accomplished. And finishes it with pizzazz. Making sure you're still here, Antwerp.
He should have just held the defuse. He had a kit, and he should have just faced the
hard
way
work is done.
when you have a fucking pistol.
Dude, I mean, I can't believe. You talk about Simple in their nightmares. You talk about NAVI in their dreams. I think that Ancient is going to be there tonight.
He had kits.
Massive plays, refreshes, and heads-up maneuvers. The way that game
he picked up a kit.
Forward now, but Heroic have to be dejected.
He didn't have a kit when the caster said
back into
he didn't have a kit.
This is their last timeout, has been burnt. The 10 rounds in the hole. They got nothing to work with.
Yes,
Katie gets them a double kill in a round like this, and it is still not enough. Simple makes it look too easy. Clock on his side. Glock comes out, and the final kill comes through. And that's the best they could do. And this was the choice. Heroic had two options here, is keeping the smiles on the faces. Mood in the camp for Heroic. It's not done yet.
That was the last time out, Chad. Exists.
Get the kit.
Now has a gag order issued. He will just have to watch as these final rounds play out. Whatever possible rousing speech you can generate in the face of this level of NAVI, I don't know.
In fact, that's trying his signature utility on Nick these days. Completely obscuring the vision here of Katie, and that created scout, not going to do a whole lot. Electronic making some footsteps, that will be noted. This warehouse player of Stan will hear this. Can't communicate for the rotation, but that's going to weaken elsewhere. Blemish lingering, gets the chance and will convert. Cadian in the grave, 4 to find, and this is looking great for NAVI.
Penultimate round for conversion and that semi-final spot.
This is the form you want to see the team in.
I mean, maybe there's a reason they weren't showing too much nuke. Getting it out of everyone's mind, forgetting just how dominant they can be on it.
Well, remember, Heroic chose to take it to nuke. They had the choice. They opted to bring it to this battlefield, and they, once again...
Woof! That's a little something special out of... Oh! Does he do that? Can they close the round? Stan has given him an absolute brilliant double. You have to be able to convert these. That is a layup and a half from Stan, and now equipped with the Kalashnikov. Just survival on Unbreakable. Called it for a reason. Shush on the MP9.
What the fuck?
Riding into a 5th round.
2 rounds in a row. Oh. Electronic's going to walk away with this, but 2 rounds in a row, an individual from Heroic has offered up a lifeline. This time round from Stown, it will be converted. A massive double on the Deagle, leading the charge here. 17 kills to his name, mind you.
I'm so glad that the Deagle still bangs. $700, but you put your crosshair in the right place. It can be so disruptive. Stan with a nice demonstration.
Back it is, Joyless Frog, Hannes the Lord, welcome back. Eric Keineahnungking, welcome, and Homosexual,
scoreline
1
reads
year.
14 to 5.
I always thought subscribing to streamers was dumb. 1 year later, here you are, still proving me right.
Beautiful.
Looking forward to 2 years.
Beautiful second shot there on the Deagle.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, dinked on through. Stan immediately put on notice here.
You talk about Deagles. You see how far away Bit is?
Yeah, well, Bit's been chipped away out here. It's a bit of a brittle bite for NAVI now. This is an opportunity for Heroic to start working into this game. This is a must as far as the conversions go. They get this one, they should get a freebie into the next. They start working on something on their CT side.
Heroic know they've been given an opportunity. Faces closer to the monitor than ever before, as they cannot slip up now. You do not want to be the one to give away that opening kill who could mark 15 for NAVI. Antwerp willing them to the 15th. Standing in the way is Heroic.
They're gonna lose this round.
And Cadian. Not the hard part yet. And it's still Boomage. Gets away as well from the trade. Cadian getting pushed and runs out of ammo, leads to his demise. They're battered and bruised though, NAVI, but they can count on their hero of Nuke and Bitsted. A Scorcher just off screen. But Electronic still equipped with the big gun.
Look how low they are.
Same. They are so vulnerable. And they've got a decision to make. You can see these two Danes have made a decision.
The heavens here seems to be the right call. He's put himself in a power position, but that's not where the fight's coming.
Refresh is really needs this
for
himself, for Heroic, and it's not quite the round. Bit allowed to get that bomb down. Needed to be 3 from Refresh. Oh, Tessus catches him in the heels as Bit was about to disappear and play a very cruel game. But instead, it's Tessus, holds on.
Important from Refresh there, he only has 6 kills. He's had a rough game. He was fantastic on maps 1 and 2, right? He was having a lot of impact for the team here, but on Nuke, he has been kept very quiet.
Big from Boom as well. The first is great, but running down keineahnungking on the miss.
Yeah, I thought keineahnungking would have lost his crosshair there. Still manages to get 2 kills in that situation, so well handled. Keeps them just above water here. But that plant is fantastic. That is a difference between NAVI into a half buy or NAVI into a full buy. So fantastic work getting the bomb down. Lost bonus on their side.
Change up again. Electronic set up for success by his squad. And it's already Stown deals with Boomage, but perhaps not ready for Electronic as he does make haste. And his
backstab
Fiesta, it's over toward the top side though.
3 versus 3 situation. Looking great for CT.
This is a massive call from Kagan here.
Big space.
This is round defining this play. Knows he has to make a bit of a maneuver here. Can't just sit on his haunches, has to get something done. And
he's gonna find the ball.
Everything could be in his hands.
Oh,
a bit of a premonition and a dink.
How did you lose that?
Simple's gun's just better. Couldn't find the second. And so he'll be operating on a low HP, but still with 45, NAVI have a man advantage 15, 2 clicks away. Tessus and now Shush demanded to turn this on its head, a 2 versus 3.
They're gonna win. City's gonna win. 100%. This angle is too good.
Now to Shush, he's been spotted out, great damage, goes unscathed and away. Takes a lick before, now with the bomb to be planted, Tessus, perfect, up until the point it wasn't, still gets it done, and Simple in the clutch, that low HP from earlier. And with 10 seconds, he's supposed to plant, he knows exactly where Tessus is, a mind game, and Tessus just brings the fight.
What?
Another big round out of Tessus, a high impact back-to-back round.
Why?
And that will finally take the wind out of the sails of NAVI. Heroic might have a chance here to at least fill their lungs with some oxygen.
Well, this is the thing, this is how the comeback begins. These rounds that are so close and NAVI not being able to convert, that's where maybe a bit of doubt starts to creep into their mind. Starting to activate here at Heroic. 7 rounds the difference. NAVI, without getting that bomb down, definitely don't have as much cash in the coffers, but still want to try and keep the CT economy under control. They know that only 1 surviving in 2 consecutive rounds. There's just 1 needed, and they can break Heroic here. The Danes are under pressure. They are under the pump, and the fight taken. Stown steps up again. Simple in the grave.
Wow. Just backing his aim. Takes that fight up against NAVI, no less, in the 3rd map, and Cadian's doing the same. Don't forget, no timeouts. This is Heroic demanded to go on quite the spree.
This is crazy though, the type of Counter-Strike they're playing, they're not backing down, right? They're playing heads up, they're still looking for fights. That's 2 jewels there that they seeked out, that they sought after, and they converted here as NAVI. They stand tall,
can
they
debate him with the bomb
anybody else to grace their screens.
Yeah,
Electronic
sure
has been
can,
an
but he's still at 20
monster,
HP.
27 kills to his name. How many more is this guy going to find in regulation? Now trying to chase him down, will grab 1 back and put himself up to 20. The only so far for Heroic to do so, and they have handled another threatening situation for NAVI.
Yeah, always going to be a threat. And that's something else. Another body drops.
Well, that's Tessus, the hero of the last 2 dead.
Yeah, look at that position. Now that is playing it passive.
Whoa. He can't do anything from here, so he's going to try and activate late, and if they want to find him, they will have to thrust themselves very far forward.
Position.
So they've sniffed him out, but look, they're confined to one of the worst areas on the map right now. They only have
They're gonna save, and they're gonna
no
go
options
into him.
whatsoever
But
here.
they know
None
he's
of them are
there.
good.
How did they know?
They opt to stampede loudly, projecting their final destination.
Just
their
a hunch.
opponent. 10 seconds. They are just going to try and commit in the Astralis smoke. And maybe
you are about
Perfecto
to
gets it down by
get
virtue of an
fired from
empty
this.
mag. Cadian closes up shop, but NAVI mission accomplished in one way.
Yeah, consolation prize right there, but the loss bonus, as mentioned, building now, and this is where it becomes a bit of an economy game because Heroic, with Force staying alive, are building themselves a buffer, but the rounds is the bigger issue, right? So you want to get out of this hot water so your purchases are tidy every single round, but you know as soon as you lose one, you're still in a rough spot.
Do you need a ride from the airport?
NAVI with that eye, able to get the guns back count.
Did you see that?
This game feels like a matter of time.
The guy was super shocked that he did that.
As I mentioned, the type of Counter-Strike Heroic are playing, it's not like they've cowered away. It's not like they're whimpering from the moment. They're still trying to keep that identity of a Heroic here, and if they still believe hope dies last.
NAVI with a new look and immediately refresh is taken out of the equation. Electronics had enough. He's decided it's over and he ends it on his terms, leaping down from the silo and cracks open Heroic skulls.
Don't they hear that he's on the fucking roof?
You have to take some initiative now. Take some space, regain some territory, some hope, and Shush has done just that. Still the unknown entity. Where did he go? Electronic. 2 scalps affixed to his belt. Simple going, walk about. Who will this be called upon?
Easy for who? Cadian. Oh.
Powerful position with all the information they have in their favor here. Just depends on where the bomb wants to finish. Packs together the utils there. The sound cues have been made. 40 seconds on this.
It's gonna be tough.
This is still anyone's round.
Cadian is the contingency. Doors are swung open, nades dropped.
Is B-side. Can this guy shut the fuck up?
Gives up Simple, and he lets him slip. Slips away with a single point of health, and NAVI, they can't plant. Shush has found the perfect frag out of all of this chaos. And now it's Perfecto, and Cadian's got both of them. Flips around to Electronic. The bomb was spotted. A great strafe. 9 seconds. He can't stop it. He can't afford to risk it. 2 on 2.
Yeah, help him then. What the fuck are you doing?
Right
Shush.
there, and the flash gets
Oh
him. No,
my god. Oh my
He eats
god.
up the flashbang. The 2v2. Heroic within touching distance of the 9.
What the fuck did I just
Simple
witness?
sends them, condemns them to an 8-round, or rather 7. Required out of Heroic in consecutive fashion, and they've got nothing.
Yeah, flustered there. Flustered there. You could see Heroic Cadian in the door, throwing out all those nades, causing the downfall, and now NAVI need just one. They kept Heroic exactly where they wanted them, and now broken, limping in the final round of play.
Can the walking wounded find anything more in this third map, or will NAVI advance to the semi-finals? Couple of rifles and some hope.
Look at this. NAVI just taking their time.
Just hoping it's Heroic to jump straight into their jaws. Cadian has really impressed the analysts and fans alike. Oh, he's burned.
Did you hear that?
Significant damage taken, but he stands his ground.
36 HP from Molotov.
His pressure's applied elsewhere, and it's wide open.
Massive gap here. This is going to be punished. They need to find a fight, and they go into bit 1 for 1.
That's powerful. You know the lobby lurk is gone. Freedom now for the CTs, and Cadian extends it so. Neutralizes Electronic.
This is still lost.
Decisions are being made on the fly now by NAVI.
They were going A. If they went B, they would have won.
He can shut this one down. The in-game leader, he's going to have to do it all.
It's too fucking slow. They fucking know.
An understanding and a hard shot. A better one out of Simple. Puts Cadian in a grave. Could this really be it, or have Heroic got anything more to say? We said it was just a question of putting it in for NAVI. And now, with every passing second, they start to believe the semi is theirs. Every decision you make, you second guess. You don't want to be the guy to open up the sight. Shush does so. It's down as well.
Just defuse.
Puts it onto the clutch. Master of NAVI, Perfecto, asked to come up. Clutch, he takes the first. Suspects a defuse, and that'll do! NAVI!
Yeah, kid!
Take it in 3. Off to the semi-finals of Antwerp 22.
You would have literally fucking defused that. You mistuck it. He had fucking kids. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god.
Sounds like Antwerp liked that one a lot, Chad.
That's the form you want to see out of NAVI. The defending major champions on the stage doing their best work. The CT side of Nuke. Absolutely phenomenal stuff here.
Shut down on the third. I mean, what a series overall, though. Inferno, Ancient, and that Nuke getting a little glimpse of NAVI ascending to a new power level.
Yeah, pushed them to their limits on Ancient, and that was Heroic's chance. They could have had this one button up 2-0, but they didn't want to give up. They didn't relent to NAVI. They take it to the third. They're not out of steam. They're just getting started. That's a statement right there. Heroic, one of their toughest tasks in this bracket. Now enters the next one up to the plate here, and that's what you want to see from NAVI. If you want to get them back in that final, get them vying for another major trophy.
I'm not going to lie, Chad, there's a part of me that wasn't certain of NAVI. In the same way I was in Stockholm, I wasn't certain. But a little bit of convincing has been done on that third map, and I think perhaps some members of the crowd are the same as the black and yellow sail to the semi, and we've got them locked in, as we do our panel. Let's tune in with them.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Yes, the stars align for NAVI after an almost impenetrable defense on that third and final deciding map. They catapult themselves to that semi-final. They claw themselves ever closer to defending their major crown. What a fashion to be closing this one out in, Maniac.
Convincing. As Machine just said at the cast, they convinced us. They bought credits from us. The way they played this series, suddenly you can imagine them lifting the trophy again. That was vintage NAVI right now.
I gotta hear what NAVI says.
Yeah,
I gotta hear what they have to say about this.
We're jumping
victory.
straight back to that stage because Banks does have one of the NAVI players to give us some insight after that incredible series.
That's right, Freya. I'm here in the arena that's making a lot of noise for the great one. But Sasha, this was not the easiest of games for sure, right? We look at Inferno, and that seemed like a game of chess. There was so much of this like slow play and second guessing. How difficult is a match like that?
It was hard to play, especially for me. So first of all, I need to step up, because as a team we played really good today on second and third map, and we actually prepared really well in Inferno, but it seems like they prepared it better. But overall, yeah, I just need to step up a bit, because my team carrying me. And it's not often you've ever told me, I don't think you've ever told me that you need to step up. What are you feeling like at the moment? What do you think is missing? I just feel it's some a bit unlucky rounds, and I'm overthinking that opponent's gonna do something smart, you know. And sometimes they just do something normal, and I expect something much better. I can't play versus low IQ. Now, Ancient, before you beat them on it, you were 10 times undefeated. Now you're 11 on it, right? A really good streak, but that was so close. It felt like they had you on the ropes. Those last couple of rounds, what were the calls like? What was the energy like? Because you guys finally were able to fight back. We just lost the last rounds. I mean, it was not that close round. We just decided to save, so we win the most important, the 31. But yeah, overall, I think we have a really good Ancient. We prepared for this major definitely, and we're ready to play it. Now Nuke as well, right? A map that we knew was the NAVI map for a long time. They beat you on it last time around. How good did it feel to get it in this convincing fashion? It's great because, yeah, of course we prepared this map. We had 25% past 3 months win rate on this map, and yeah, maybe it's a major map, you know. Maybe it's a major map. I like your style already with this one. But also, right, keineahnungking last time around when he beat you, it was really important to him, that RMR game, you know, first series they won against you. Did you have extra motivation to put him down here, especially on a stage? Of course. It's more important tournament than 2 before that we lost. So definitely we expect them to play good, and yeah, I mean, it was good. And this has been the crowd the whole time. Every time Heroic came on, they were being booed. You guys are just being cheered.
What does this feel like, mate? This is amazing.
Yeah, that's great, guys. Thanks everyone who came and who traveled to Belgium. That's the first tournament in Belgium, and it's insane. So hopefully tomorrow and on Sundays there's going to be more and more people. Thank you for this atmosphere.
And I think on that one last time in the arena, make some noise for the great one, Simple and NAVI. Freya, back to you.
Simple.
Thank you so much for that one, Bank. And Simple, as always, man. We love Simple up.
All right, that was pretty easy nuke. Pretty easy nuke for NAVI. Good series though. Good series. All right. Let's see if we can get another win. Yesterday we got a chicken dinner. Easy peasy. Surely we'll get one today.